Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. April's in the building. What's up, April? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Appreciate y'all joining the live. KFPL is in the building. Toxic Mick is back in as well. How are we feeling today? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank y'all so much for joining. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Welcome back to the stream. For those of you who are coming back in, thank y'all so much for joining. We're going to get rolling here in just literally hopped on 7 seconds ago. Literally hopped on 7 seconds ago. So we're open. We're open for business. All right, let me double check. Oh, that's bright. Let's double check a few things here real quick. Real quick. Let's see. Let me close some things up over here. We don't need that. We're not buying that yet. Yeah, like quite literally hopped on 20 seconds ago. So yeah, no, we don't have anyone in. We just hopped on. Literally just hopped on. Raj is in the building. What's up, Raj? Welcome in, y'all. Thanks for joining. Make sure y'all are tapping the screen. Share out the live with a few people. We will get rolling with some music here in the next few minutes. So make sure y'all are tapping the screen. Share out the live with a few people. We'll get moving with music in a few. If you are coming in for the first time, I would love to know where you're joining from. If you make music, I would love to know the kind of music that you make. We can chat for a little bit, answer some questions, dive into some details, and then we'll get moving with music here in probably just the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. We'll be on for a little while today, so hopefully we can get through a lot of music. But I appreciate y'all tapping in today. Welcome in. What are y'all, for those of you who are in here, what are y'all up to right now? Is in the building. What's up? Welcome in. Is it Kalsa Raj? Thank you so much for tapping in. Everything's at the link in my bio for anyone that's interested. Everything is at the link in my bio, and we'll open up. I'll explain kind of the whole structure of the stream for anyone who's just coming in or is coming in for the first time. I'll explain the whole structure of the stream here in just a moment in the 2 different lanes, so on and so on. But at first, I just want to chat. Want to get all the different platforms up and running. Sid, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Welcome to the stream. Welcome in, y'all. I wish these keys were just a hair more weighted than they are. They're pretty good, but I wish they were. I know the 88 is just a hair more weighted than this one is. Cosmic Moth is in the building. What's up, Cosmic Moth? Welcome in. How y'all feeling today? Once again, if y'all are joining for the first time, I would love to chat. I would love to know where y'all are joining from. If you make music, would love to know the kind of music that you make. How long you've been doing it. Would love to chat for a little bit before we get rolling with the music. Nen, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that. Oh my goodness gracious. What's going on? Oh yeah, that's why. My brightness is up again. Let me say, I'm doing fantastic today, actually, Toxic. It has been a very productive day. I've gotten a lot done. I have a lot of fun things and just exciting things in the studio that I'm going to be working on over the coming weeks. So that's all thrilling and fantastic. So it's been one of those days. I mean, the last couple of weeks have just been slammed. They've been busy. They've been kind of crazy. But today has been, although also slammed and busy, it's been very productive. It's been very positive for the most part. Shadow, thank you for the roses. I appreciate that so much. Nen, of course you can. If you would like to submit, Sid, I got you. Thank you so much for your submission for the consultation. I appreciate that so much. Shadow, thank you for the follow. Yeah, Nen, if you want to submit, it's at the link in my bio. I will explain both lanes of the live here in just one moment. I'm going to give it a couple minutes here to make sure, Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok is up and running. Everything's rolling. And then we'll get into our first couple tracks here. Let me see. I don't think I need all of this up right now. Well, if I'm going to buy that afterwards, then maybe I do. With the twist. Let's go. Yeah, of course. Everything is at the link in my bio. Amale's in the building. Welcome, Amale. Welcome in. Casting Stones is in the building. Casting Stones, did you have a consultation submission or just a free line submission? Just let me know really quick, and I'll try to pull it up real quick. That way I can, if needed, I can get you in line. You did? Okay. Let me know the day that you submitted it really quick. Was it yesterday or a couple days ago? Let me know. I'm going to open up the session. Punctured. Okay, that was yesterday. It was a 10. Is that a 10 from yesterday? Rockin's in the building. Erwin Man in the building. Welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Yeah. Okay, submit it in the free line. I'll boost you. Submit it in the free line, and I'll add an extra 5 to it as well. So just submit the same song or whatever song you want. Submit it in the free line, and I'll add 15. KFPL's in the building. What's up, KFPL? I see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Terry, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. No, you're totally good. You're totally good. It happens. It happens. I feel like I have, horrible autocorrect in like real life where my words just they don't say what I want them to say sometimes. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Keep tapping the screen. Share out the live with a few people. Don't forget to send it heart me. It does really help out the live stream quite a bit. And we're going to get rolling here in just a couple minutes. Like I'm just waiting for a couple things to get in place, and then we'll, to drop in place, and then we'll be ready to go. I've got Sid lined up, ready to go. I've got KFPL in the building. And then we'll get punctured up here in just a moment. And let me change the order here real quick. Move this around so it's easier for me to see. And then we'll dive in. Otto's in the building. Welcome in, Otto. Appreciate you being here. Once again, if y'all are coming in for the first time, I'll mention over the course of the live, but if you're coming in for the first time, I would love to know where you're joining from. If you make music, I would love to talk about the kind of music that you make. And of course, if you are submitting, we'll dive into your music here in just a moment. Marvin's in the building. What's up, Marvin? Welcome in. How are you feeling today? I might be redoing a lot of stuff here in the studio this next couple weeks, so that is very exciting. Let me check on this real quick. That's on Sweetwater, not Amazon. Joining from Delaware. Welcome in. Vadis is in the building. Vadis, submit to the free line. I got you. I'm going to push you up immediately. Vadis, I hope you're doing fantastic today. Sid, thank you so much for joining from Delaware. How is it in Delaware right now? What's it like? I don't think I've been to like 42 states. I don't think I've been to Delaware. If I have, it's been just through it. So we did a road trip growing up where we started. I'm in Texas, so we're in San Antonio. We went all the way to a wedding in Florida. We drove there, drove to Florida, and then drove up to Niagara Falls. So we went through a bunch of different states there, but I can't remember if we went that far east. I think we cut a little bit more towards the left because we were going up towards like Schenectady, New York. Pretty hot for us right now and hazy because of the wildfires. I haven't even heard about wildfires. That's crazy. What's hot? I'm always curious. And it's not because I promise you, it's not because I want to be dismissive. I'm just always curious, especially when people live up. My wife and I would love to move up north, actually. Especially like New England, either Pacific Northwest or New England territories. But I'm always curious what hot is to people since we're in San Antonio, Texas, and hot here is like 108. And 90% humidity all the time. 93 but humid. Yeah. I mean that's getting there. That's getting there. It's doing it. And it's hot. And it's doing the trick. Let me see. Okay, let me double check a few things here just real quick. Yeah, just resubmit to the free line, Vadis. Resubmit to the free line and I'll boost you up. I got you. Punctured, I got you as well. So let me get you moving. Boom, boom. You're ready. You're ready to go. Punctured is where they need to be. Madeline, I got you. Manakuth, I got you as well. Thank you so much for the submission. I appreciate it. Let me see. I punctured and said y'all are ready to go. I appreciate y'all. Tapping in. Yeah, just submit it to the free line and then you'll be ready to go. Casting Stones, you're done. You're ready. I got you where you need to be. Of course, you can, if you still want to move around, you can, but I add the extra 5. You just never know what the line's going to do. Sometimes we're chilling and it's nice and easy. And then other times it, as you well know, if you've ever been here before, it can get kind of crazy. So, I'll try to keep my eye on that as well. If you want to submit, it is at the link in my bio. Give me just one moment here while I get one more thing organized and then I will explain the live stream and we will dive into music. We got Punctured ready to go. We got Sid, KFPL, Towie. We got Madeline. We've got Marvin Nash in the building. Welcome in, Marvin Nash. Good to see you. Hope you're doing amazing today. Ramon, welcome in. I appreciate you. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. I love it, man. I love it. It's really fun. Yesterday, I had a so awful discussion about hybrid artists. What are you thinking about that? Describe hybrid artists. What do you mean by that? My old username was Cuba. I used to talk to you all about the yeah. What's up? Welcome in, Cuba. All right, give me one moment, and I'll get this updated here. And what do you mean by hybrid artists? And also, what was so awful about the discussion? Echoing in the building. Welcome, Echoing. I appreciate you being here. Echoing Fissure. I appreciate you tapping in. Cosmic Flower in the building. Fabulous name. Let me see. Mm-mm. A human with AI, of course. Yeah, that's what this is. I'm redoing it right now. So this is we're in it's a home, but we're in a rental right now. But as Libby and I often do, we go overboard and we do crazy stuff in our rentals. And for me, that is like putting in a full functioning studio. Just don't on ours. But it's it's got it's got treatment and everything. But I'm in the process of redoing a whole bunch of stuff. Process of redoing a whole bunch of stuff. So I sold thousands of dollars worth of gear to get a bunch of new stuff in here. So I'm hopefully in the next couple of weeks. I keep talking about this, but I haven't pulled the trigger on a couple of things. Brendan, appreciate you. Thank you for tapping in. Some points around in every room. Facts, Vadis. You got to do what you got to do, man. It's what it comes with. But anyways, since we've been in here, I've gotten a bunch of stuff in, but I'm selling a ton, I already sold like, I don't know, like $6,000 worth of stuff in order to get a bunch of new stuff in here that I just wanted more, that I'll use more often, so on and so on. So I sold 3 drum sets so I could get a fresh drum set in here with some fresh cymbals, and I'm adding to my case set that I already had. Sold a bunch of guitars, sold a bunch of amps, sold a bunch of synths, sold a bunch of stuff to get a bunch of new stuff in here. So hopefully over the next coming weeks, it'll be more outfitted for tracking, which, Ramon, you were talking about. It'll be more outfitted for that. Right now, obviously I can, but it's just like messy. I mean, there's just a big stack of drum hardware over there that I need to move around, like this rack that I have all of my gear in right now, and a couple rack synths in. That's gonna go. I'm gonna put that somewhere else. I'm probably going to redo my desk. I just got this desk not that long ago because it's really modular and functional for me, so it works really well. But I kind of just want to redo everything. I'm just the more I get into my workflow for like session work and production work and mixing and mastering and stuff, like the more I'm in the flow, the more I'm like realizing kind of the pain points of kind of the things that I'm running into as far as just workflow in here, mess and organization. And for me, organization is huge. Just keeping everything in line and organized is tough. It's tough. Is that a Neumann? It is. Yeah, it's a Neumann M147 tube. One of my favorite microphones. We talk about it every session. I love it. The M147 tube. Not many people talk about it, but to me, it holds its own on every single source that I put it on. I've used it on guitars, drums, acoustic guitars, vocals, obviously, so on and so on. I love it. I just picked up a 103. I've used 103s so many hundreds of times, it feels like. I have a TLM 102 actually as well. Not my favorite microphone, but I use it in like very particular use cases. So they're so bright. The 103 and the 102. They're so bright, they're so brittle that for me, it has to be a very specific use case where I need to pull it out. Usually like an airy female vocal, or, like if I need a really bright acoustic guitar or something like that, sometimes the TLM 102 does a good job. I'm a Neumann fanboy. I also have a MT48. Hell yeah, let's go. I love it. I love it. Is that the Sam's Club Costco acoustic panels? It's not. They're not crazy acoustic panels, but they are. Are you talking about this stuff back here? No, those were some like wood panels off Amazon, I think, but I forget what the brand or whatever. It's just some random stuff. Those I just have like throughout and behind my desk over here. Those are like the felt back ones. Those are not like really for treatment. I have like actual whatever fiberglass panels in here as well. Let me see. What genre do you enjoy listening to? I listen to and work on a lot of music, so it's always hard to say, but I tend to gravitate towards things with synths. I love like synthwave, dark wave stuff, some chill house stuff, but I love 80s. I love the 80s, so I love Depeche Mode. I love Tears for Fears. On the like synthwave side, I love Time Cop 1983. I like The Midnight. I like Kavinsky. On the more house side, I like Adriatic, Mike Dean, so on and so on. Like those are some of the bands and artists and stuff that I like, but it's all over the place. I listen to a lot of different music for a lot of different reasons. Just kind of depends on the mood that I'm in. Sounds good, Toxic. Appreciate you so much. Thanks for tapping in for a little bit. Give me one moment here. We'll get a couple things updated. Let me make sure Vadis is where you need to be. Vadis, I got you. So Vadis, you're straight to the top, baby. Straight to the top. Let's go. Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I just did, it was a short project, but I did a short project, progressive metal track. I don't know if you're talking about production and session work or if you're talking about the live, but both, yes. Answer to both would be yes. Where I was doing some progressive metal track. I was doing some session work, so tracking electric guitars. And then for them, I was doing some like drum sequencing as well. Spades, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it so much. Mike, what mic is that? AKG? No, it's a Neumann M147 tube. Neumann M147 tube. KFPL, welcome over to the Red app. welcome over. Yeah, there's a lot of semblance. Bum, bum, bum. 1 second. Let me catch up on a few things here. The pianos in the background look very cute. Madeline, thank you. I appreciate it. They are very cute and they sound phenomenal. I love them. There's more to come. There's always more to come. That's like half of them. It's like half of them. So I've got those four. I have two more down here. I have two more over here and three more up there. And I think two more on the way. Potentially, hopefully soon. Latrian, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. Okay, let's get into some music, y'all. It's that time. It's that time. We're not messing around anymore. Let's get into some music. Let's dive into some details. Let me go ahead and give my spiel and hop into the live and hop into the stream and get into some music here. For one, if y'all are here for the first time, welcome to Track Talk. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the family. I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate y'all taking any amount of time out of your day to come here and listen to music and learn and network and collaborate with people. It means a lot. So thank you for taking your time to come chill with us for a little bit and potentially, hopefully get some, experience some cool vibes and some cool people, some cool music, so on and so on. If you've never been here before, what we do here at Track Talk is there's two lanes. There is a free line. That free line is an up to 2-minute listen and a quick note on your song. Once again, free line is up to 2 minutes of your song, and then we'll give you a quick note on some of the structure that's there. If you're on the consultation side, the paid line, the consultation side, those are, which is the bulk of what we do. Those are 20 to 30 minute multiple listen, deep dive consultations on the structure of your music. Those are long, they're detailed, they're nuanced. The goal of those is to dive into the mix and master, production elements, sound design choices, lyrics, and song formatting, to really get into the details and the nuances of what you're doing, both creatively and practically within the structure of your music. Those are not quick reviews. Consultation side are not quick reviews. Those, like I said, 20 to 30 minutes long. Those are, long form breakdowns. There's no trash or pass. There's no ratings. There's no polls. I'm not here to hype you up. I'm not here to trash you. I'm not here to roast you. They are strictly about really getting into the details and the nuances of your music. If you've never been here before and this is your first time seeing me, my name is Torvik. I'm glad you're here. I am a full-time audio engineer, producer, and session musician. That is what I do for a living. I've done that for the last 14 plus years. I'm also a classically trained pianist, so a lot of the perspective of this live stream, the goal of this live stream, and the things that we're breaking down are from that perspective, just utilizing the tools that I have, the experience that I have to hopefully offer you some specific, professional, and actionable feedback on the structure of your music. If you would like to submit, yeah, absolutely, Terry, all the time. Cold-hearted and Rennie, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you a lot. Sounds good, Pattis. Appreciate you. If you have never been here before and you would like to submit your music, if you are on TikTok, you can go to the link in my bio. If you go to the link in my bio, you'll see a tab there that says submit. In that tab, you can submit for the free or for the consultation side. You can always skip through all of those too. You can move yourself around through all of those as well. You'll also see the queue there as well. So if you want to see the line, the order, where you're at, you want to skip, you want to go faster, anything like that, that's all at the link in my bio. If you are on the purple app that we're live on right now, you can type !submit right there in the chat. If you are on the red app that we are live on right now, you can go to the description of the live stream and you'll see the link right there. But let's get into it. We got music to get to. Let me refresh really quick and then let's dive into the first track. We got Vatis in the building. We got the family in the building. Good Lord, man, does the vest under my seat self-inflate too? Wait, what are you talking about, Vatis? Uniform's in the building. You're on time, Uniform. You are right on time. You're right on time. This is hip hop work in progress. See previous notes. I don't have it's in a different session. So if you want to drop it in the chat, or at least some of it in the chat or something like that. The spiel, yeah, that's my starting spiel, Vatis. I got to say it every time so people know where to go. Uniform, type !submit over on the purple app, and you'll see the link present itself right there. In fact, I think it just dropped right below you, and you can run it from there as well. Taxi to the yeah, I get what you're saying now. I get what you're saying. I got you, Jared. Appreciate you. Thanks for tapping in, y'all. Once again, everything's at the link in my bio. Make sure y'all are tapping the screen, share out the live, repost, heart me. It all helps out the stream. I appreciate y'all being here. We're gonna get into it. We got Vatis in the building. So yeah, Vatis, if you can drop some details in the chat, that'd be helpful because I can only I have like one session of the live up at a time, and that's a part of a different session from a different day. So let's dive in. Yeah, of course you can. You can only submit, I think, 1 or 2 in the free line, but if you're doing consultations, then if you're doing the consultation side, you can submit as many as you want. Edu, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Lady Smurf and Turf, welcome in as well. Thanks for tapping into the stream. Once again, if you want to submit your music, if you're on TikTok, everything's at the link in my bio. We got Vatis in the building. This is a work in progress, hip hop. Let's dive in. If the stream would be valuable to you, then I'm willing to listen to whatever. We do. Free line is up to 2 minutes. Up to 2 minutes of your song and just a quick note. Love that crunch. Vibey, man. Timothy, welcome in. Well, that's it. That's it. It's short and sweet. It's short and it's sweet. Paloma, thank you so much for the heart me. Is it raining again? It is raining again. It is storming again. Man, the weather has been crazy in San Antonio lately. It's been raining so much. Like this spring and summer has been nuts. It was storm and power went out like 3 times yesterday, interrupted the stream, and it's storming again. Yay. Callie Breezy's in the building. Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Barefoot's in the building as well. Is it Snooks or Snooks? Thank you so much for tapping in. Everything's at the link in my bio if you want to send in your music. And then Vadis, let me know. Let me know if you had like some like quick notes, or if you want to drop them. Vadis, honestly, if you I can wait for you. Take your time. You could put more words on Twitch and YouTube. So if you want to type in those chats as well, it might be better for you. Just depends. Let me know. It's waiting on Vox to see where it goes. Hit me with some sound design tips, mainly chorus too. Yep, I got you. All right, let's get into it, man. You also some of the Vadis. This is still a work in progress, so we're missing some. We're missing some of the elements here. Obviously, like another breakdown, another verse into a hook, so on and so on. I like the crunch. I like the texture here. We'll dive into the strings here a little bit, and let's get it moving. This is hip hop work in progress, and let's dive into it. We just got on. Is it Fozzy the Goat? This is our first song, so we're just getting things rolling. We literally just started. Let me see where we're at. This is our first song. We just started like 10 minutes ago, and we only have like 20 people online right now. But if you want to submit, 21. I just saw another one come in. But type !submit in the chat. !submit in the chat over on Twitch, and you'll see everything that you need. But yeah, we're moving to go. I said only 21. That's it's a pretty good amount for listening to our first song. But let's dive in. Let's dive in. Thank you, Lady Smurf. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Let's run it. We got Vadis in the building. Let's dive into some details here and let's get it rolling. Sounds good. Appreciate y'all so much. Thanks for the submissions. I like this intro too. It's very cinematic. Like, you don't know, like when I was first hearing this, I didn't know if we were going to go into a full, like Scott Storch, like just like a really like sharp, like 90s hip hop R&B beat, which we're close. We're there. But the sequence strings give me a lot of the energy right there too. There's a part of me that almost wants you to lean more that direction. We have this balance, which I think is actually really nice. I think you've done a great job of this, of like really more organic, more orchestral sounding strings versus a very highly processed, very compressed, very saturated drum structure, which I think you did a great job of that. But there's a part of me that's like, I wonder if we just leaned into kind of and again, this is just an idea, just tossing stuff out there, leaning into the kind of like cheesy, stabby, like 90s, like Triton LE chop right there on the left side. I think it'd be cool. You get this, late 90s hip hop R&B feel that would be really interesting to listen to, just because you have a lot of those bones already. Scott Storch is a beast. You have a lot of those bones already because of the stabs and the strings with the hip hop undertone with the drums and the bass and stuff like that. Over 10 strings tracks, I like it. But obviously, if you want to move more acoustic and a little bit more cinematic, then obviously that's a different world. That's a different vein. Let me back it up. It's obviously super short, so we're gonna dig into it. I would love to hear on this transition right here. We're relying now. Once we get into it, there's a lot of layers to what you're stacking, right? On like the C sharp minor, inversion there. There's a lot kind of leading up to that energy wise. I would love for like some other little sound design shifts, some even just kind of like noise LFO increases, kind of leading us into this breakdown right here. It's fairly dry. It still sounds good. I mean, there's nothing about that sound that I think is negative anyway, because the strings sound good. The drums are nice and crunchy and saturated. I think those are done really well. But it's kind of dry leading into it, where we're really relying on volume automation for the strings and a rumble in the background to kind of transition us right there. It'd be nice if there was a little bit more to kind of push us and pull us into the next section right here, as opposed to it being a little bit more dry of a transition of just kind of the rumble right there. Gonna let the box have an intro? Oh, okay, 100%, 100%. I still think that the actual transition of the intro, I think, could be helped right there. Just polishing, again, a little bit more nuance, right? Because we're relying on that rumble. So even if it's subtle little ear candy textural things to kind of get us into that next pocket right there, even small little details right there would be nice, even if you're still relying on the vocal and it's not like a main forefront element that's kind of taking over the mix. Once lost, welcome in. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing amazing. VST, hell no. What's going on? What's going on? Hey. And then one of the other things that was, okay, really quick, I know you already need different elements of this balance. So I'm not going to worry too much about that, right? You got some great things going on here. But on the mixing side, even though this is early, it's only like 85 seconds long. There's barely even a full beat here. But even early on, just be careful of some of the high mids of those strings. They can be pretty punchy. They can be pretty ringy in the middle of the mix. It's over resonant. So watch some of those frequencies that are really slicing through. This would probably be a good string structure to have a nice punchy, like 1176, help saturate a little bit and control it a little bit. So when you're moving through the scale and you're moving through the octaves and you add the low octave, so on and so forth, that we control it as it moves through those octaves and it feels consistently balanced in the mix. The 1176 is great for that because you can release it a little bit faster, so you get these nice staccato, like the spiccatos that you have in the background. Those can still feel pretty sharp and pretty punchy. One of the ones I bought the other day, failed to download. Had to get one. Get on with Contact, then it deleted my Contact 8 player. Dude, I'm telling you, I hate plugins. I hate techno. I'm off technology here as I live stream and like. Whatever, with fiber internet and stuff. I hate plugins. I hate them. I am doing everything in my power to use less of them. In fact, will be spending a lot of money over the next couple of weeks to use less of them. I'll be getting some stuff into the studio just to mitigate my reliance on them for tone, my reliance on them for inserts. Now, gear needs maintenance too. These synths need maintenance. Tubes need to be replaced. Transformers need to be replaced. Lights and stuff like that need to be replaced and stuff like that. Gear needs maintenance as well, but nothing to me has ever been more frustrating than dealing with technological issues. I just hate it so much. Just compatibility issues, and they Contact updates to Contact 9, and then none of your plugins that were optimized for Contact 8 even work anymore because the UI is different, and so you just can't use anything in your library for 3 weeks until they catch up and update, and then I just hate it. I hate it so much, man. So my $500, it's more like 5,000. Yeah. I mean, yeah, but here's the difference though. Plugins you can't like trade for or sell for. You know what I mean? Like I can't like sell my UAD plugins to like get some Softtube plugins. You know what I mean? Or like, let me sell my Waves, subscription to someone and shift it for something else. That's the difference is you drop $500 and you're going, through a pain in your ass right now to kind of figure out what's going on. I was able to sell $5,000 worth of stuff to get $5,000 worth of stuff in or more. So that's the difference is I get to make some of that back and I get to use it for the business and write it off and whatever. The plugins are harder. When they don't work, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't just be like, oh yeah, well, let me flip to this other mode. It's just a nightmare, man. I hate it. Is it Engine? Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. All right, let's get a little deeper into this. But yeah, watch some of that energy that's kind of popping through with those synths right there. Now, B section of this breakdown, y'all know this if you've been here for longer than like a day. Stair stepping and dynamics. I think it is so necessary. To me, it's like a non-negotiable when I'm producing music. It is a non-negotiable to have like every 4 measures, we need a small change. It can be barely anything. It could be a little shaker in the background. It could be a little pop of a synth at the beginning. It could be a single note on the piano that transitions after 4 measures. I need like one additional little thing to happen going into the B section of, I guess, what is now maybe the verse here for this first section. Sounds good, Oncelost. I appreciate you. I got you. Actually, I got you on the board. Thank you so much. That's little things like that. So here, here, all this is great. Here's our 3rd measure, 4th measure, 3, 4 here. We need one little thing right there, right? So like every 4 measures, make sure there is just something that happens. Whatever that is, can be quite literally anything in your imagination. Maybe using like a pizzicato, like a muted, like, string pluck on a violin or a cello or something like, to get a little, maybe on the G sharp or the C sharp or something at the top. Like just a little pop at the top right there that just, it can barely exist there. Pull it back 7 dB in the mix, put a chorus on it in stereo and just kind of open it up in the mix a little bit. But that's where I'm kind of curious of like, how can we open this up a little bit more? How can we kind of expand it without adding too many dynamics? Because you're already going to shift the energy here in a second. But every 4 measures, give it like a little tiny little change that wakes it up a little bit. Love that movement though. Now these stacks right here, these stacks right here is where we really need to watch those mids, right? And mids and like high mids, like anywhere from like 1500 hertz to like 4 or 5K. There's a lot of energy kind of jumping through right there. A lot of resonance kind of jumping through. Those little pockets right there, that's where I would probably be doing some very minor connective EQ curves to like mitigate some of those things kind of jumping through the mix, light compression to keep them controlled so that they're there. They punch through, they have some energy, but they don't take over the mix. They don't jump too far forward. They're also just loud. It's a loud, it's a loud early, early parts of this production are loud, so I'm not worried about that too much. You could probably just turn them down by 3 or 4 dB as well to help kind of keep it in the production structure right here. Let me know how you so far right now are working out the structure of this. Are you calling this, is this the hook to you? Like what, as far as the person who's producing it, is this the hook to you or is this the verse? Are we switching hook and verse here? Just let me know. What's up, Richard? Welcome in. That's pretty sharp. That's pretty sharp. Drums are great. I like them. And is this back to verse? Verse, chorus, verse is where it's at now. Okay, so this is verse. So this bum, bum, this, bum, 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 right? That big pocket right there, that's chorus to you. That's chorus to you. Okay. Let me hear that again then. Got you. Got you, got you. So in this pocket here, Sid, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the skip. I appreciate that. I just saw that come in. Michelle, welcome in as well. And this little pocket right here, if this is your chorus and this is intended to be, kind of the higher dynamic push of the song right here where the vocals open up, the beat gets a little bit more energetic. I think it would be nice to kind of underline this with some other rhythmic elements, staccatos on the strings, pizzicatos, maybe like a 16th note bass line underneath it to kind of drive it, get some trap hats, exactly, Magic. Get some underlying texture here that's not just bum, 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 because we're clarifying more and more and more of the mix here where there's more space. Even though the dynamic there is pretty high, the drums leave a lot of space right there as well. So it could be nice to have like some, let me pull up Lift it. All right, let me pull up my some strings here. Where's my Spitfire? Where's my Spitfire intimate strings? Let's go to spiccato here. That's piano. Don't do that. We're just hooting and hollering on a piano right there. Okay, let's go over here. Ooh. All right, let's see. Love it. Spitfire, they murder my voice, switch into splice. What do you mean? Vad is just saying stuff about plugins that I'm not aware of. I don't keep up with plugins. I don't keep up. What happened? What happened with Spitfire? Okay, let's back it up here. So let's see here. Yeah, chill. Those little stacks, right? I'm gonna move labs, switch to integrate splice. I mean, that's not, is that oh, I see. I mean, I just got the OG stuff. So fortunately that has not affected me just yet. Okay, I'm gonna go to a pizzicato here. Yeah. I'll stick with what I got there. Let's pull off the reverb. Let's go a little bit tighter. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to do I'm doing this just for the sake of kind of showing you what I feel like could be beneficial to have going into what we're calling the hook. For one, I would underline with a bass a little bit harder, a little bit more consistently to kind of fill in some of the gaps right there, as well as have like one other line that is a little bit more rhythmic. So we're just going to do a saturation knob. On the saturation knob, we're going to keep the low end. We're going to saturate top. So we're going to saturate top end here and just, yeah, give it a little nastiness, just a hair, just a little bit. Hold up. There we go. All right, so now let's get into like what you'll probably want to do, TJC, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. What you probably want to do is, in my opinion, would probably be like over your hook, you have these, right? We have a little bit of that that's kind of moving over the top, and then we have some openness from the vocal structure, right? That can be a little bit smoother, and then a bass line that kind of underlines all the do, 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 do. I mean, you could even underline it with some brass. I mean, like some like low brass stabs right there. It might be too marchy, but some like low brass stabs underneath, that could be really, that could be pretty tight as well. But also like bringing a bass line that kind of underlines this entire thing. And when you go back to the verse again, because I really like your movement on the verse, the problem that you're going to run into is this being too dynamically the same for a lot of what's happening here, especially keeping the strings high. So what you might want to do is go back on the verse to the low octave of the string. So if the whole, if everything's up here, when you go back to the verse with the, we go back to that swing and the energy, bring it back down an octave. Everything, and that's there with the lower drums. Give it a little bit of space. Allow some space for the vocal to actually manifest itself at the top of the mix, because right now there's so much energy at the top. It's going to be really challenging to even kind of get anything on there or hear a vocal melody on there. Although it sounds fantastic. But what you might want to do is save those higher octaves for the hook or the B section of the verse going into the hook, and stuff like that, and then go a lower octave on some of those strings, at least for the first half of your hook. So it feels like there's some steps that are going on here. It's not like we start the song on 10, we keep going on 10, and we end on 10. Like everything's really, really big and prominent for most of the song structure. Those would be the things I would just pay attention to. How you do that, obviously, very much so up to you, but it would be nice to come from this hook. So here, this is hook, it's big, it's loud, it's big, and then we're here, and it's still really high. But if we brought that down, you know, we brought that down to a lower octave and made it nice and tight, especially on the spiccato side, maybe layered a little bit of a couple other elements in there, it's going to just kind of tighten up the rest of the structure right there. All right, let me hear this last section just for a second here as well, and then we'll keep it rolling. But Vadis, this is such a sick production. I mean, it's a minute and a half right now. This is early. This is a work in progress. But for me, a lot of this just has to do with making sure it's not just cool and fun and energetic, but it has dynamic range. So it doesn't feel like we start going crazy and then we have you tried putting EP1 on it? Once I get the DX7 hook back up, EP1's going on everything, Magic. EP1 is going on quite literally every song that I don't care what the style is. I could care less what the style is. EP1 is going on everything. I just have everything unplugged right now since I'm redoing a lot of stuff in here. But anyways, EP1's going on everything after that. Will, appreciate you tapping in. Good to see you. And love the form the drums. The drums are programmed. All right, let me hear this last section. But yeah, optimizing dynamic range and making sure that there is room in what you're doing on the production side for a vocal to exist here. Because what you have so far, it's very simple, but it's really cool. It's really cool. We just need to like add a bass underline for the hook, maybe add, you know, a higher lead line that kind of fills in some of the voids that are happening in between your breaks right there while still leaving space for a vocal to exist. I love this line though. I love this line. It's great. I mean, yeah, it's such a cool sound. It's such a cool sound. This is a good sync space as well. Like this is a good track like for movie scenes and like show transitions and stuff like that. Like this has got a really, really cool feel to it. And you should be proud of the early phases of this as well, man. You're a beast, man. Show some love to Vadis. Vadis, you know I love what you do. I think you're fantastic. I think you're talented. I think even like your early ideas here, your early intentions here, I think are spot on. I think they're really, really well done. It's just about getting in there and polishing and molding and adding a little bit more dynamic range, adding a few elements to help you build that a little bit more, and then figuring out what and where a vocal is going to exist there. Really, 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 really well done. It's missing something after the hook. Yeah, and when it goes back into those verses there's going to be a whole other part of the production too. So I want to make sure there's going to be vocals. There's going to be vocals and vocal layers, and there is going to be, I think, a couple other layers that are added in, hopefully, ideally. Like I said, like I think it would be nice to have like a nice grimy, like, you know, synth bass underneath it, like even like a rolling, like MS-20 style rolling bass underneath the verse right there, coming out of the hook. Because right now it's largely speaking, it's 10 layers of strings. And then the octave switching in high end on the chorus. Yeah, it's largely 10 layers of strings and drums. And so that's where I would love to now fill in those gaps so we get a broader expression of the song. So it feels like a little bit more is happening there. Yeah, if you switch up the octave, that just it changes the whole thing, right? Like the difference between like having being up here and verse. The shift in energy with like drums underneath that, the shift in energy just dropping the octave, it just changes the feel of the song. It allows the song to like settle for a second and for a vocal to really shine and do their thing and give some context in the verses. Y'all show some love to Vadis. Let's keep it rolling. If you would like to submit your music for the consultations, like we're digging in here and dive into production, mixing, songwriting, structure, whatever it may be. If you are looking, probably able to, yeah, man, it's a real orchestra. You got to have the layers in there. You got to have the layers. If you would like to submit your music for a consultation, like we're digging into right now, everything is at the link in my bio, so you can go to the link in my bio, read through and follow the steps there and get yourself in line. Of course, feel free to move around if you would like to, but let's get into the next track. This is Sid Linrow in the building. Sid, hop in the chat. Just let me know that you're here. I want to make sure that you're present. Richard, thank you for the roses, and Magic, thank you for the heart me. I appreciate that a lot. This is out on Spotify, so let me pull it up really quick. Let me get it up on Spotify. War and Please by Sid Linrow. Let's get into it. I believe the name sounds kind of familiar, but I think it's my first time hearing you. But let me know. Please remind me. I see so many names I get confused. I'm terrible with names. But yeah, let me know if it is my first time hearing you, and we're going to dive into some details. L30 in the building. I hear some nice sounding guitars. Lova Baby's in the building. What's up, Lova Baby? Welcome in. Welcome in. But this is War and Please by Sid Linrow. It is out on all platforms, so go stream it, go like it, go add it to your playlist. Go show it some love and support. Of course, follow here on TikTok as well. Give me some idea as far as, oh, you got it, boom. My siblings are on bass and drums. The song was mixed and mastered by a friend of mine. Let's go. So then I'm assuming guitar and vocal is you? Songwriting, etc. is you. But let's get into it. Any other details you want me to have or you want the chat to know, drop it in the chat. Let's get it. War and Please by Sid Linrow. Nice. Absolutely. Link in my bio. I like that chromatic dip. That's nice. It's a fresh list. Love it. It's fresh every live. Nice. Daniel Kearney, I got you. And Rose, I got you as well. Thank you so much.
Looking for answers more than asking questions.
Appreciate you so much, man. Thanks for tapping in today.
Towards the locked door, waiting for it to end. Why do you act like they're all against you?
Yeah, that little chromatic note, the accidental right below it, just gives it a great tension.
Like they're all
It's nice.
against you.
Nice background. Beautiful. Nice double track of those guitars too. Sounds nice and wide. Go to the link in my bio. You can see the cue there. Depends on which line you're in. Let's go, Magic. Let's go, Magic. Very cool. What a cool feel. Drums are fat.
That they're all against you.
Nice.
Why do you act like they're all against you?
Great writing too. Absolutely. Any genre. Absolutely any genre. It's going to be all over the place. Background vocals are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. Y'all show some love, show some love, show some love. That is Sid Linrow, War and Please. I love what y'all are doing. This has there's some elements that are really polished and some elements that are, that sound really professional and really upfront, but it also, at the same time, in a positive way, still sounds very garage, very underground, very open and unpolished in some ways that I think are beautiful. I mean, it's fuzzy, it's dirty and muddy where it's supposed to be. And that to me is just a sign of really intentional production, which I'm a big fan of. Not everything is supposed to be a pop record. Not everything is supposed to be pristine and shiny. This is why when people are constantly asking about ways to fix things, it can be tough. It can be tough because not everything needs to be fixed, and sometimes the flaws in what you're doing, and I say flaws loosely, but the flaws in what you're doing can be the very things that make your music so endearing to people. The breaks in the vocal, the oversaturation of the drums, the kind of intensity and the distortion of the bass and the way that they interact with each other. Sometimes those flaws, the bends in the vocal that kind of lead into your chorus lines, those are part of what makes it feel interesting to listen to. And that's why, oftentimes when people are aimed at what they think is perfection in their song and in their vocal structure, it oftentimes surgically robs you of a lot of the life and the emotion in your song. So I love. Now, there's some things I do want to talk about. We'll talk about a couple little mixed things because that's it's stuff that I'm hearing and I want to talk about it a little bit. Hopefully, offer some tools that would be valuable. But I really enjoy listening to this. I prefer a bias towards this kind of rawness and a bias towards this feeling and this emotion, even if it's a little muddy. Than over surgically sterilizing a song for the sake of it being cleaner and more transparent, but then losing the emotion that you have and losing the feeling that you have in the track. So man, show some love, Sid Linrow. So it's SYD uniform. It's a Sid Linrow. It's LYNROWE. The song that you just heard is out on all platforms. It's called War and Please. It's amazing. I love it. We're going to dive into some details. We're going to get into it. Yeah, we're going for that. I love that. I love that. So let's talk about a couple. One of the main things, honestly, and this is one of the hardest things I want to talk about is drums. Your vocal sounds great. I love the guitar tone. Again, it's fuzzy. It's nasty. I like it. It's got a lot of cool, function in the mix, and I like what it's doing. I love that dun, 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 the little chromatic note right there. I think it's just a great identifier of the song. I talk about this every single live stream. It's so necessary that you not only have, and especially in today's music, but you not only have, but this has been around for decades and decades, an identifiable vocal hook, but an identifiable production and instrumental hook as well. That when your song starts playing, they know who it is. That you're not just holding a B minor, but you have some texture in there, some movements in there, some melodies in there, a top line of your instrumentation that is identifying the song. It's a fingerprint of the song. So I love that you have that. And for y'all, it's this doesn't always have to be a lead guitar line or a crazy synth solo to start a song. It can quite literally be you doing your chord and just doing it in accidental and dropping the chromatic note in between each of those movements. It can be as simple as that. And in this case, it is. It's a great identifier of the song. If this song came on, I'd know what it was. And having that as a superpower, I think everybody, no matter the genre, it's jazz. No matter the genre, you should look for things like this. If you're a country artist, you're a pop artist, you're a rapper, you're an EDM producer, whatever it is, or you do rock, R&B, drill, doesn't matter. Whatever you do, having identifiers of your song is probably one of the most powerful tools you can have for people to remember your music and want to come back to it. But let's get into it. Let's run it from the top. Let's talk through a few details here. But I love so much of what I'm hearing here. I think it's fantastic. But let's run it. Let's run it. This feels so clear and pristine in the middle of the mix, but it's also just weighty. It just has a great tube broken up weightiness to it that I love. Are you miking a Fender amp or something like that too? Nice.
like they're all against you.
Yeah, drums are really the only thing I want to talk about.
Why do you
I really like the clarity of your vocal. It's forward. It shines in the mix. It's got a little bit of color and texture to it. Like your vocal sounds really, really nice. Guitar tone, I'm obsessed with. It's just got that chime. It's got that break up to it that I think is just right on the edge. It's right on the edge. If you push a little bit harder, you can lean into the wall of sound. If you back off just a little bit, like you do in the double tracks here, it cleans up beautifully. Fantastic. But yeah, I want to get into the next hook, and really the only thing I feel like that's really worthwhile breaking down is drum mix, which is so hard. I mean, these are live drums, and that's a challenging thing. It's a challenging thing to do. I love tracking and mixing live drums, but it is something you gotta really figure out. It can be tough.
act like they're all
All right, let's get into this hook.
against you?
Okay, so really, honestly, one of the very few things I feel like it's worthwhile to break down here. I think you are, I think you're crushing it. Okay, everything is really, really good sounding here. On the drum side, one of the few things, Urson, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. On the drum side, the thing that I'm hearing, that we can talk about ways to mitigate it. The things that I'm hearing are a pretty heavy, like what I would call a U-shaped EQ curve, which means it's really bright and crispy at the top and really boomy and weighty at the bottom. It's happening across everything, so I'm kind of assuming it's like some blanket things that I've had, like maybe drum bus. Like all of these drums were kind of mixed and sent to a drum bus, and on the drum bus, we compressed all of them like crazy and EQ'd all of them pretty heavily. That's what it sounds like. I could obviously be very wrong, but that's kind of what it sounds like. They were all sent in one place, which you should be. They're all sent to one place, squashed with compression, and then EQ'd pretty heavily. The result of that, or something similar to what we're talking about here, is again really bright top end. So you have this kind of sizzle at the top of the drums, snare, overheads, everything. Hi-hats especially, because most of the song is kind of riding on the closed and open hi-hats. And then a really thick, boomy, slightly muddy low end. And because I think it's happening either on maybe some elements of the master, I don't think so, but if it's happening on a drum bus, then what's happening is all of that low end is really heavy. So the snare is super thick and kind of thuddy on the low end. You lose a little bit of clarity and snap there. And then the kick drum and the low toms and stuff like that have a really like heavy weightiness to them that doesn't allow them to kind of jump out of the mix. That in tandem to them being really suppressed by compression, what you'll hear, I'll do the transition really quick, going from the verse into the hook. You'll hear the energy trying to build. Like I can kind of hear like the snare and the drums trying to jump forward a little bit. And there's very little room for them to do that. They kind of just hit a brick wall every time that they hit the snare, and it refuses to let it kind of jump into the mix. That just tells me that it's being really, really compressed and really, really shut down. Now, stylistically, I like some of the feel of that, like a kind of pumped, squashed drum. I think could be a really cool feel. We just have to be very strategic with how we do it. So you get this kind of boomy and sizzly, really suppressed drum mix. I would love to, for one, loosen that compression a little bit, and allow it to come forward with a little bit more dynamic range. Right now, again, very, very suppressed. So when they go a little bit harder in the song and they try to build it up, it just kind of creates mud. It just breaks up a little bit, but it doesn't really cut into the mix a little bit more. I would also love to soften the high sizzle and the low boom, the kind of Pultec U-shaped curve right there, that low boom that we have and that high boom, soften it by just a few. I still want it to sound thick. I still want it to sound like it's got some weight to it, but soften it just a little bit and reintroduce some of these mids again so that like your snare and the high end of the kick can kind of come back into the mix a little bit more, can kind of snap through with a little bit better clarity. Right now, it's all like kind of really hollowed out in those mids, and that's where I think we could give it a little bit more drive and a little bit more punch. And then last thing I'll say, and we'll watch the transition. We'll go a little bit farther. And the drumming itself is great. Man, it sounds good on my beat solo threes. I mean, the beat solo threes are killer. The other thing is I would probably, in this style specifically, you can bias towards compressing with saturation. Again, this is more, this is a more technical side of mixing, but compressing with saturation and like a tape emulator as well, because you're going to get tape saturation. You're going to get, tape compression as well. And it's going to be more like musical. It's going to allow a little bit more in, but it's to help like shave off some of the harshness and some of the top end. It's going to introduce harmonics. It's going to make it feel kind of warm and crunchy. It's going to have some, some texture to it. And then you don't have to compress as heavily with the actual compressors. So sometimes I'll do that first. Like I'll add those drums over to the bus and I'll just saturate it and it'll just kind of smooth everything out. It'll make it nice and warm. It'll make it nice and crunchy. It'll give it some of that distorted kind of heavy feel that you want in a song like this. And then if it still is kind of jumping out of the mix and it doesn't feel right, then you can compress it like a G-Bus compressor or something like that. And just kind of restructure that lightly so you still get some snap out of it. You still get some energy out of it. That's one of the very few things that I would work on here. It's just drum mix because I really like everything else that is going on. But obviously the drums are a big carrier of the energy here. They're one of the things that really allow this to push into dynamically push forward. So that's why I'm bringing it up. So here's the transition into the hook.
Like they're all against you.
Feels like it wants to jump a little bit, but it's kind of held back. And then it's really in the low end right there. A little bit better clarity in the mids right there. We'll just open up the kit. It'll wake up this hook in the middle there, and it'll just help the whole song still be distorted, still be, because again, I'm not trying to polish this. I'm actually wanting more of the like natural tone of the drums to come through a little bit more. And in fact, I'm loosening some like less compression, a little bit looser. And then of course, if you need some polish, you can kind of go that route. But for me, I still want it fuzzy. I still want this distorted. I still want it very saturated. I still want to feel all of the energy here. That's really important to the song sounding good. Yeah, beautiful guitar tone. Beautiful guitar tone. Obsessed with the high vocal. High vocal's gorgeous. I love how raw this feels. Great dynamic build. Awesome voice. Fantastic, fantastic voice. Love that little slap delay in the vocal. Beautiful. So much of this is so good. So much of this is so good. I think I just want a little bit better clarity and a little bit better, support for the drums right there so that this really can just shine. Melrose, good to see you back. Welcome in. It's awesome though. I mean, I love the writing. I love the song structure. The dynamics are really there. It feels raw. It feels organic. It feels really easy to listen to. Y'all are doing so many things really, really, really well. What's up, Melrose? Welcome in. Good to see you. Love that note. Background vocal, addicting. It's so good. Mac, welcome in. Lisbeth, welcome in. That vocal's killer. That vocal's awesome. So good. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Y'all show some love, please. Show some love, show some love. Yeah, Nolan, I actually agree with you. I think right now, the reason why it's not the push, I would say, is because the drums are so beefy down there. Now, if/when on a mix similar to this, some of that thuddiness and some of that big low end inflation, 300 hertz and below was dealt with on the drums. I think there would be more room for the bass to have actually the bass in the high end, like just more articulation out of the bass, a little bit like more like string attack from the bass would be nice, like to push it forward a little bit as well. I do agree that more bass would kill as well. Right now, I don't think there's space for it. But I think if the drums were taken care of, there would be some space for that bass to come up a little bit as well. But y'all, please. Yeah, absolutely you do. Absolutely you deserve an audience. Please show some love to Sid Rowe. Amazing, amazing track. It's good writing. It's good structure. You have so much to be proud of with this record. Seriously, amazing, amazing, amazing job. Go stream it. War and Please by Sid Rowe. It's out on all platforms. Go show it some love. Let's get into the next song here. We've got Melrose in the building. I just saw you pop up in the chat and we're at the top of the line. Let's run it. We got the family in here. We got Follow Suit, of course. Anytime. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for tapping in. Everybody needs to go follow Sid. Everybody go follow Sid. Thanks so much for your feedback the other day. Here's the most recent demo that I have. I doubled the hook and added a counter melody. I just still have to work on an outro. Let's get it. Let's dive in, man. Let's dive in. We've got Melrose in the building. This is Follow Suit by Melrose. I like what you do, man. So let's dive into the music. Quick reminder, if y'all want to submit your music, if you are over on TikTok, everything's at the link in my bio. So you can go to that link. You can submit for whatever line you want to go into. And then, of course, if you're on Twitch, type !submit. If you are on YouTube, you can go to the description for the live stream. No, you got pushed. Currently second, but yeah, keep your eye on the other tab as well. You were so close. But I'm trying to move quick though. So we can get to as many as we can. Let me see. All right, Follow Suit by Melrose. Let's run it. It's loading. And let the chat know what you do too.
Smoking the air, diamonds and smile, chocolate hair, emerald in her eyes. I can't help but stare, and I'll stare for a while. Swear it's not fair.
I love your voice, man.
I can't even try, no. She always chasing for something, she keep me running for miles. She hate the way that I'm moving, but never leave me behind. That I was creeping on more than she the one I'ma die. She saying that we got problems, but it's not about the trust you got.
I boosted you, casting. I boosted you.
So baby, can you help me now? Don't do it for the records that are spinning in the club. It's not about the trust you got.
Ooh.
It's about how far that you're willing to go for love. So baby, can you help me now?
What's up, Derek? Welcome in.
For the records that are spinning in the club. It's not about the trust you got. It's about that you're willing to go for love. So baby, can you help me now? Don't do it for the records that are spinning in the club. I don't think she's stable.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. Tighter, just tighter structure.
The proof is on the label. I'm sorry if I'm leaning, I'm just trying to get your
Oh yeah.
Something about you, your love. Don't want no other, your love. How am I feeling so weird?
25.
My mental's craving your touch. I need your body so wet. How am I feeling so weird? It's not about the trust you got. It's about how far that you're willing to go for love. So baby, can you help me now? Don't do it for the records that are spinning in the club.
Way tighter structure, man. That's new too, right? I like it. Even with like the low like modulation bucket brigade kind of looseness right there. I like that a lot. Y'all show some love. Melrose, this is it's like one day to the next. It is like a massive jump in just quality and clarity and structure. Like, man, the structure is so much tighter, so much more consistent. Now for me, honestly, it's just like it's like polished. Like maybe some little 13 hours of sweating in a hot room yesterday. Speaking of, dude, I don't know why. It's been raining all day. I don't know if it's just the humidity, but I'm sweating in here too. What is the AC on? Give me a second. That was a great reminder that I'm also in a sweaty room. It's because these lights and the gear is hot. Gear is hot. Computers are hot. Lights are hot. Give me a second. I'll leave it. It's fine. I'll deal with it. The fan's on too. I'm like, Jesus, I'm sweating in here too. But anyways, y'all show some love. Melrose in the building. I love this song is good. The song is catchy. Claudia, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. The song is catchy. It's structured well. It's formatted well. Now, for me, it's getting into some of these elements and just balancing, right? I think it's like taking the little chop in the middle right there and molding, taking the little outro, molding it a little bit, and taking some of these other elements and just making sure that they're doing exactly what we want them to do. But structurally speaking, such a huge jump. I mean, now we're, it's always fun for me because I get to just hear like in my brain what I think could be good, right? In my brain, I'm like, maybe this could move here. Maybe this doesn't, maybe we don't need the splice. Maybe we don't need this over here. Maybe we can move the chop over here. And the ideas are there, but I don't actually know what they sound like outside of my imagination. And so it's always fun to like hear it actually take shape and get the energy out of the song, man. It's so well done. So let's run it. Let's run it from the top. Follow Suit by Melrose. I'm so excited for you, man. This is a great record. Such a great record. Yeah, I mean, now, to be honest with you, because there's none of those like gaps in energy, it feels, I say this loosely, you know what I mean, but like it feels more like a song. Like it was a cool production and cool voice over the top, and now it feels like a record. It feels like a real song that can do some real stuff, and that to me is such a great. It's like the song moves, it pulls you along. It's done really well. 14. Don't spam the chat. If you spam the chat, you will get muted. But if you want to submit your music that you work on, everything's at the link in my bio. This is not for popular artists. Yeah, it pulls you along a lot stronger. Not moving to the splice sample. It really, really does. All right, let's run it from the top. Let's run it from the top. I also love these some small decisions you're doing here, whether like consciously or not, but I'm assuming so because you're good at what you do. Parable, thanks for the follow. There's some things that you're doing and you have some little synth plucks and like chops on the left side right here, but you're countering that by offsetting the panning of your vocal chops to the right side. And the opening up of those two different segments right there makes this early like back and forth between these different elements really interesting to listen to because you're kind of balancing it out. It's not all just centered, it's not all just wide, but you're balancing a right-sided vocal sample in the chops over here with some plucks on the left side that also are kind of hyper pop stuttered a little bit too. And it makes it feel really interesting. It feels wide, it feels, dynamic, it feels really engaging to listen to. Sick. I love that. That's perfect then. Those are those happy accidents I'm talking about. Like sometimes you just got you start doing something, you're like, hold up, that's kind of fire. It's kind of nice. And then you run with it. And then you run with it.
Smoking in the air, diamonds and smile, chocolate head, emerald in her eyes. I can't help but stare, and I'll stare for a while. Swear it's not fair.
Still wouldn't mind another. Maybe you've adjusted this or not. Still wouldn't mind another hair off. Like if you've gone from here on the fresh air and EQ to here, maybe still go to here. Take that like another 5% each way. A little bit more low mid, a little bit more low end, a little bit off the fresh air. Just another edge. It's like right there. It's right there. It's airy and it's crispy and it's got a really good push to it. It still could probably use a little bit more weight. If you can give it just a hair more weight, some more support in the low end, a little bit less of the fuzz at the top. Might need to cut a little bit more. You added a high pass or not cut a little bit more because I want more. So the high pass will cut low end out. And so I don't want to cut low end. I want more low end in there. So just make sure that you're not cutting too much. Don't cut too much out. If anything, your high pass should probably be, is it LXRS? Don't spam the chat. If you spam the chat, you're going to get muted. If you do want to submit your music, everything's at the link in my bio. Yeah, Corey, same thing. Link in my bio. Everything's up there. Took the fingers off the vocals, and I'm sorry. Low pass on the Oh, I see what you're saying. I was like, wait, hold on. I'm getting confused. Okay, so you filtered the master. I mean, here's the thing with music that's kind of fun. If it works, it works. I wouldn't typically do that just because it's going to mellow out kind of everything. It's going to mellow out kind of everything in the mix. I would prefer that you address it in the individual elements. But if it's working for you and it's working for you, if it's getting you to the result that you want faster, there's no one can say anything, right? If it gets you kind of where you want to go, then of course you can do that. Just be careful of it because anytime you start to do that and it's like, oh, now the vocals sound better. And now it sounds like a little bit softer where I want it to be, but it's also like completely tamed your hats and like top end of your like trap snare and stuff like that. Then you just gotta be careful of that. Like you are filtering everything that's underneath it. So just be aware of that if you do lower it anymore, that it's going to be an umbrella that's affecting everything. But yeah, on the vocal itself, we can still give it a little bit more push and a little bit less high end, and probably push it forward by 2 dB. Last thing I want you to kind of address here is just balancing, because the song's there. I think the structure of the song is all there. We just need a couple little balancings in there.
Then I can't even try, no. She always chasing for something. She keep me running for miles. She hate the way that
I don't know. It depends on who submits.
I was creeping on morning. She the one I'm
That's true. That's true, Magic. It's a valid point. It's a valid point.
It's not about the trust you got.
Nice.
It's about how far that you willing to go for love. So baby, can you help me now? Don't do it for the records that are spinning in the club.
I like the counter melody. I like the counter melody. It could maybe be lined up. It could there's like a little bit of a push to it, a little bit of a delay to it. Stylistic choices, right? Feel free to ignore them, right? It's not like what is correct or incorrect. This is more just has to do with, you know, what you want in the song. It's delayed offset a little bit, and it's so resonant, like it has a lot of resonance on that synth right there, that you really hear it slice into the mix. So maybe quantizing it if it hasn't been, or like realigning it to the grid a little bit better could be interesting. But obviously, stylistically, do it fits well for what you're trying to get out of it. I do love that it's there. I love what it's doing. It's doing everything that we want that synth to do in the background here.
Spinning a club. It's not about the trust you got. It's about how far that you willing to go for love. Can you help me now? Don't do it for the records that are spinning a club. Not how far that you willing to, 'cause that are spinning a club. Can you help me now?
Okay, this is it was a rhythmic lead and it wasn't behaving, so I can definitely, yeah, if you can align it better, I would. If you can align it better, I would, just because it does kind of throw off everything else. Now, if the song had a bunch of swing and kind of jazzy, interesting elements, then you could probably get away with, having some things that are more off the grid. But most of the song is quantized. It's on the grid. Your vocal structure, it's right on line. Like it's very on the grid. So I think the more aligned some of those elements are, the better that's going to sound. Really quick, B section of your hook copied here is really quiet compared to your first one. So just double check your vocal settings. See if there's any like automation of the vocal that's been like ducked down a couple dB. Because listen to here.
Don't do it for the records that are, can you help me now?
To here.
Don't do it for the
That's like 6 dB quieter right there. So double check your settings right there, because your second hook is just randomly quite a bit quieter than the first part. So make sure I noticed that too, because then what I remembered hearing later is then your chops come in after that, and then your chops sound super loud compared, because the vocal kind of comes here and then back down and then jumps up again. Put Waves Harmonizer on it and it lowered it. Yeah, double check the settings there, because at least perception wise, you're going to want it to feel as loud as the first part. In fact, you probably just want, what you're going to want to do with Waves Harmonizer is have it on, I don't know if you already have this on there, but have it on an aux. Because what's going to happen is if you add a harmonizer, you're going to be affecting the wetness of the signal. And so even if it's like 80% dry, 20% wet, you've reduced the energy of the vocal by 20% to give space to the other signal. So what you're going to want to do is add a harmonizer on an aux and send your vocal to the aux. So your lead vocal will be dry, it'll be punchy, it'll be slicey, it'll do everything that your other vocal is doing, and then introduce that vocal. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to add, actually I have a harmonizer. So let me pull up my harmonizer here real quick, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. This is going to sound crazy, but you'll get the idea. Where is it? And I'll show you exactly why. I'll do it with a doubler. Give me a sec. I'll do it with a doubler. That'll be easier. So we'll go here, we'll do duo. So the reason why, boom, it's up here. Perfect. Add it to my vocal, boom. So I'm sending my vocal to a doubler now, so you can kind of get the idea. For one, it'll keep everything wide in stereo if your vocal's in mono. But also what's gonna happen is now my lead vocal, I'm not touching anything on my lead vocal. I'm not going like wet to dry. I'm not like 20% up. I'm not 30% up. My vocal's 100%. It's not, my lead vocal on this channel is not being touched at all. I'm gonna send the signal over to the doubler, and that doubler is at 100%. So when you're on the when you add the harmonizer, when you add Waves Harmony, when you add, Antares harmony engine, stuff like that. When you add that to the aux, make sure it's at 100%. So the only signal being processed in stereo on the aux is 100% just the plugin that you're hearing. Same with reverb, same with aux delays and stuff like that. And then I can feed this in, and you're going to hear that double. All right, this comes in crazy. Now I have this huge, nasty double on my vocal that's going to drive my brain nuts because I'm hearing 3 different latencies of my vocal. But you get the idea, right? And if I slowly inch this up, you can see my lead vocal's not going anywhere. I can bring this up just a hair to have like a nice wide doubled vocal, kind of almost slap delay feel, which I can kind of process and tighten up a little bit if I want to. But my lead vocal is doing exactly what it was doing before. So much more control. Now I can automate this fader. Now I can, sounds good through the rock is facts. Now I can make adjustments to that. On the double, I can have its own reverbs. On the double, I can have it, little alter boy shift down and so on and so on. Exactly. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Is that's going to give you so much more control. All right, let me switch this here really quick so I can get back. No, don't do that. What's happening? What's happening? Hold up. I have to leave around 7 p.m. Sally. If I'm not around, can I hear your feedback another time? Oh, absolutely. Rose, if for any reason, I don't know what time that is your time, but if for any reason your track is not heard, I will always save it. In fact, there's people that are in line today that were here yesterday that are getting heard or have gotten heard. And so if you ever have to leave, I'll never listen without you. I'll always make sure that you're here because we go into so much detail. Obviously, we take forever. We go into so much detail. I want to make sure that you're here. So if you have to go, you have to leave, and you haven't been heard yet, next time that you come in, I'll be live again tomorrow. So next time that you come in, just let me know that you're here. You'll submit to the free line, and then I'll boost you manually. So just let me know, hey, I sent in 10 or 15 or whatever it was, and then I'll boost you, and I'll add more to it. So that happened with a couple people today, where I'll boost you another 5 or something like that. So if you sent 10, you'll have 15 tomorrow, so on and so on. So yeah, anytime, you never have to worry about missing it or not being here for your breakdown. I'll make sure that you're in line and a little bit farther ahead next time as well. All right, let's get a little deeper into this, Melrose. Let's get a little deeper into it. I'm guessing we're not gonna have time for me today. Uniform, where are you at? I'm still moving and grooving. Once lost, I got you. Claudia, I got you. Let's see, Punctured's on there. Daniel, I see Rose, Regional Vice President. Corey's in the building. Welcome in, Corey. Yeah, of course. Thank you so much, Rose. And thank you I know it takes a long time. That's kind of the way that it is. I know it's different, but that is the way that it is, and it's always that way. But the goal is that no matter what, it's going to be as valuable as possible for no matter when it's your turn or other people's turn. We'll make sure that we get into the details of it. Please, after me, I'm going to be quick. You said it a few times. Yeah, it depends. Once lost, I appreciate you. Thank you, Rose. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are awesome. Why is this popped up right here? It's just OBS is annoying. Okay. Yeah, Uniform. What's the name under? Or if you're in the consultation line, I'm going to get to as many of y'all as I possibly can. Okay, let's keep it rolling. All right. So yeah, definitely regain your push for this one here, because we're losing energy on the B section of your hook. It needs to be just as strong, if not stronger, than the first part. That way it's got snap to it. Because yeah, this sounded way too loud because the other one got so quiet. It might not be that. It might not be way too, you could maybe still turn it down a little bit, but it sounded way too loud compared to the last vocal, but it could very well just be a contrast thing because it was quiet before. I love that bass. Come on with the bass. I would maybe try it out. Try bypassing this, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and you just bypass it again. You're fine. I would maybe cut the reverb on your vocal here, because what's happening is dude, the bass is so good, Magic. I love it. Is doing everything that it's supposed to do. The thing that I love about these vocal chops is it gives you that shift in energy. It gives you that staccato right there. The dun 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 dun, right? We get that like resampling right there. That's so beautiful. I love it so much. But then what's happening is the reverb is kind of gluing it back together again. So the whole reverb that's still on like the lead vocal, still on the vocal right there, is kind of reconnecting those vocal lines. It could be nice to either one, bypass the reverb and see how it sounds. So it's going to be dry. It's going to be punchy. It's just going to do maybe just echo, maybe just delays on there, no reverb, and or automate the reverb to only kick on at the very end. And then what you not, and then like at the end note right there, you get a little bit of a delay tail. But when you're doing the dun dun dun, when you're doing like the chops in between, there's not reverb blending them all together because you kind of lose the punch of the chop right there if the reverb is too high. Try it out. Try bypassing it. Try automating it really quick and you'll be good. These are all, I mean, I'm saying a lot of things, but these are all like 5-minute revisions a piece. You know what I mean? These are nothing crazy. Now, 5-minute revisions, as I very well know, can oftentimes turn into 13-hour sweaty days in a dark room or whatever you said earlier. You know, 5-minute revisions can oftentimes go crazy, but I do think it can be helpful to kind of go back. I just know because I had an artist the other day. I had an artist that I was mixing for the other day, and they wanted some revisions on a couple little vocal things, and I was like, oh yeah, easy. I'm just gonna like do this quick little thing or whatever. Ended up spending like another hour and a half trying to like. I was like, oh man, now I'm hearing this like annoying. I brightened this thing up and was like, now I'm hearing this like annoying little thing in Melodyne, this little formant shift that was happening, this like metallic stretch that happened on one of the vocals, and now it's out of. So I fixed it, but then it was out of time with the layers that were underneath it, and there's like 40 vocal layers. I was like, fuck. So I know how 5-minute revisions can turn into a week of editing, but hopefully. Each one of these things is pretty simple to fix. And I would even hear, dun-dun-dun-dun, maybe dry, like cut. I still hear the drum loop in the background filtered out. And again, just ideas, try them out or don't try them out. Be like, nah, that's not what I want to do and just move on. Like seriously, it's not my song. I get ideas. I like ideas. Ideas excite me. But if it's not, you're like, no, that's not even what I'm thinking about. Then just ignore half of what I'm saying. But this little pocket, this little pocket right here that we're diving into, I think if you cut dry after your vocal line right there, you can leave a little bit of space for the beat to kind of settle and then hit it really hard going into the verse. I think the drum sample still is hitting in the background. Table got a hand so big, can't but I records out of spin in a club. I don't think she's stable. It's barely there, but it's just, yeah, it's these are the subtleties, right? Where there's like the reverb on the vocal or this little layer on the hook or whatever it is. It's these little subtleties that allow the listener to like feel the space, settle with the lyric, and then the beat hits harder. The more contrast you create, the harder the beat hits when it comes back in. So if you pull out drums and you dry up the reverb at the end of that line, nothing, boom, and then the beat hits again, that contrast is so much more interesting to listen to. Or, this is where silence and tasteful, subtleties can be really impactful, is if you do break to nothing and then all you have is like a little reverse, like Verispeed reverse in the background that's like 20 dB in the background, and you hit the last line, and you just hear, and then the beat hits, like the tiniest little subtle little like bend or little reverse that hits right there, or a little reverse reverb that's barely even exists in the song. It just, and then it hits again. Like it can be tiny little things, but you've created space by not trying to fill it with whatever's happening in the background. Anyways, ideas. On the table, got a handle on the truth and another hand on an angel. Sip it till it's fatal. The proof is on the label. I'm sorry if I'm leaning, I'm just trying to get your angle. Something about your love, the one no other, your love. How am I feeling? Love the backgrounds. From miles away. My mental's craving your touch. I need your body, so what? How am I feeling so way? From miles away. It's not about the trust you got. It's about how far that you willing to go for love. So baby, can you help me now? You probably want it, once you correct the synth, I would think since this is your biggest hook at the end, you probably just want the synth back on the end. I would think so, just because you're coming from a bigger hook technically down, removing an element on the last hook. You'd probably want, I would think you'd want that one more time here at the very end too. Maybe some little vocal chops. And it's like, in the background. I like it, dude, man. I like the song a lot. Y'all, please show some love. Show some love to the family. That's Melrose in the building. Follow suit the demo. I can't wait for this to come out, man. I think you're a couple revisions away. I think after you tuck in a couple things here, rebalance vocal levels on the hook, so on and so on. Adding like even like these, like all that stuff right there in the back, exactly, Magic, exactly. This stuff right here. Whatever. Some little funky stuff in there, man. You're crushing it. This is so good. This is gonna be a great song when it's out, man. Seriously, I have high expectations. This is going to do really well for you, man. I think you're very talented. And for those of you who don't know, they produced this whole thing too. They produced it, they wrote it, they performed it. You're fantastic, man. Seriously, just you have a really good understanding and intuition on just vibe and mood. I think the way that you approach your songs I think you're gonna do well. I think you're gonna do well, man. So y'all show some love to Melrose. Make sure that you follow him here in the chat as well. Be on the lookout for the song, hopefully in the coming weeks or so. Make it a 10 out of 10. Yeah, that's all them, man. That's all them. We got the Once Lost in the building. Ain't nothing gonna bring me down by the Once Lost. This is a hyperpop banger. A hyperpop banger inspired by the hip hop I grew up in and hyperpop artists such as Westwood. It's got a fun, vibey, positive message. Let's get into it. Let's keep it rolling. If you want to submit, everything's at the link in my bio. Let's run. I like those drums. I like the drums. Big crush everything. Just some more on 11. Let's go.
We're about to reach the peak. Don't stop, don't stop. My first time is so icy. With melted the fire of passion. Let's kiss and snuggle close. I'll bring you down. Only flying perfect and life. Still top on time. There's a life, feels so alive. But does it feel so good when I'm inside? When you wanna see me again.
Yes.
Wanna be one of friends. Really what's meant to be.
Love the song, love the drums. We'll tighten up vocals.
To the beach, I kill a great day. Feel the breeze in my hair. Got the wind in my face. Have yourself a bottle of rosé. Got the sea bosses straight from Chile. There's that good life, we're gonna share it together tonight. I'm flying private jet gliders, no top on the island. There's the life, feels so alive. But nothing feels so good when I'm inside. When you wanna see me again, tonight I'm free. Wanna be one of friends. Really was meant to be. Ain't nothing bring me down. Ain't nothing gonna bring me down. When you wanna see me again, tonight I'm free. Wanna be one of friends. Really was meant to be. Meant to be. Meant to be. Meant to be.
100%. 100%.
Ain't nothing bring me
Yeah.
down. Ain't nothing gonna bring me down.
Let's go. Y'all, please show some love. Excuse me. The Once Lost right here in the chat. That is Timbo Tune. Let's get into it. User 05050024. I would love to hear your music. If you would like to submit, everything's at the link in my bio. Right now, we're diving into the consultation side. That's where we're at in the list. It goes top to bottom. If you want to submit, everything's at the link in my bio. We're going to spend about 20 plus minutes, 20 to 30 minutes listening to your music, breaking down the structure of your song, mix, production, so on and so on. Let's get into it. Timbo Tune by The Once Lost. Let's dive in. Yeah, I agree with kind of what I'm hearing a lot of the same things that everyone's hearing. Where I really do like your production structure. That super soft stack, that stuttering, that's beautiful. I mean, it's wide. It's it's a wall of sound. It's got some really great texture to it. Drums are crunchy and brittle and doing everything that they're supposed to do in the genre as well. But you still get this, older kind of vintage, bit crushed drum structure. Like you just slammed the preamp and distorted it to all hell. And I love that. All of that noise is very typical of the genre. Even vocal movement is fairly typical of this genre as well. Like a vocal that's a little bit more complex is typically what you're going to hear in this genre as well. At the same time, one of the other things you would typically hear in this is more rhythmically aligned and melodically aligned vocal structure. Those are the things that I want you to focus on more than anything. I'm not going to touch mix on this too much just because I think that's 3 steps later from what I'm going to talk about here. There's some things that are like a little too bright and a little imbalanced here. I'm not too worried about that. I think we can get that under control, even vocal wise. Vocals 3-4 dB too loud when you go into the hook and the high falsetto vocal. You could bring that down easily, about 3 or 4 dB. Andrew, yeah, any genre, any style, any genre, any level of preparedness. So that can come down a little bit. But what I want you to focus on is like timing and pitch, and the consistency with which those happen in the song. Because what I want to hear, like what I like about hyperpop and glitch pop and like stuff like that is, and even, you know, some modern hip hop and sampling and stuff like that, is the re-triggering of these samples, re-triggering of these chops in the vocal that align with the BPM of the song and the grid of the song, that make it feel like your vocal is a part of the instrumentation. That to me is the kind of the staple of glitch pop and hyper pop and stuff like that, is the vocal is no longer just a vocal, it's an instrument. It's a part of the production in a way that's different than like a modern R&B record, right? Or a modern pop record. And so for me, that's what I want to get closer to. Right now, your vocal is very, very distinct in its loudness, like we just said, but also in what it's doing rhythmically and pitch-wise and melody-wise. So that's kind of what I want to dig into and dive a little bit deeper into as well. Andrew, it's at the link in my bio. What are the different tiers for to skip? So they're all the same. It just depends on if you want to go a little bit faster. So the consultation size starts at 10. So you can send in 10. It just takes, you know, depending on how many people are in there and where it's going to put you in line, it might just take a little bit longer. So sometimes there's absolutely no pressure to it all. But sometimes people want to go faster and they send a little bit more in order to make sure that they're heard faster if they have to go sooner, so on and so on. So sometimes someone will send 15 to skip the 10 or 20 to skip the 15 or whatever. But yeah, that's all it is. All of the tiers are the same. So whether you send 10 or 50, it's the same long form 20 to 30 minute detailed breakdown. It just depends on how fast you want to go. Of course. I just added a bunch of those format shifts to the verses yesterday. Is that what you mean? No, those format shifts I don't mind. Those little changes in you know, shape and modulation and formants right there. I love it. All of that funkiness is great. Let's start. We'll listen again. We'll dive into some of the details here. But that's what I'm going to spend the time talking about, because that to me is like the most important part of this being like lined up and sharp and punchy. Because that's what hyperpop is to me. It's like sharp and slicey and glitchy, but it's like kind of it's like it's very rigid sometimes, you know, and I mean this in a good way. Like it's like everything's like right on the nose, and it's like perfectly timed and pitched and whatever, and it makes everything feel weird and kind of chaotic sometimes, but it also makes that vocal feel a little bit weird and beautiful, but it makes it feel like that vocal is an instrument, right? And so that's kind of what I'm looking for. But like all the stuff here, I like all, you know, the synths and even the guitar in the background, the big stabs of synths and the bass and the stuff you have in stereo. They're beautiful. That drum beat reminds me of what is it? Magic might pick up on it. What is it? What do the drums remind me of? Oh no, what's in it? No. That's what it's reminding me of. What is that? Rihanna Drake? Is that Rihanna Drake? Yeah, that's what those drums remind me of. The oversaturated, boom, like that. That's what those drums remind me of. Yeah. Dude, I haven't heard this song in like 10 years. Like right here, already vocal 3-4 dB forward, right? So bring those, you know, turn all of those vocal channels down by 3 or 4 dB right off the bat. Yeah, I mean, this is like 2010s, like hip hop, pop, you know, R&B, that whole world right there. So like here, I don't know all of the tools or plugins that you have here, but what my brain wants to hear is this super pointed and consistent. I'm hearing all of the modulation and pitch, right? I'm hearing all of the different movements in there consistently as your vocal aims for those notes. I'm hearing auto-tune grab them and move them to a bunch of different parts. And that's where it starts to feel more chaotic. It feels mistimed. It feels like I'm not hearing the melody anymore. Like if I were to hear the song, fall in love with it, what would I be singing? Like what melody do you want me to sing? Since there's so much movement right there. So there, what I would do is I would melodine. I would lock it in. and just like lock it in right there. And then you can auto tune it to as much as you want to, 0 retune speed and modulated and format shifted and so on and so on. And get it like really, really sharp. I could hear that, Zach. I could hear that. Get it pointed, right? Yeah, that's me singing falsetto. Exactly. And so here's that's exactly to the point of what I'm saying, where we have, especially in this genre, we have quantization, we have on the grid, everything's sharp and it's perfect and it's looped, and then a vocal that timing wise and pitch wise is completely loose, right? So it's kind of shifting in a lot of different places. That's where I'm like, okay, well, we need the vocal to have, especially in hyperpop, even if you're blending some hip hop in there, we need it to have the same level of editing and the same level of consistency to really, really lock it in. And then, like you do in a second, you do format shift it and you do some pitch shifting and stuff later on. But that's where, yeah, quantize that. I would take that vocal, make it perfect in pitch, melodine it, lock it in, pitch it up an octave, decide exactly where each note goes and when they happen. That's the kind of consistency that I want you to have in here. Exactly. Yeah, sing it straight in pitch, 100%. Literally, you could sing one note, no joke, one note the entire song and make up your melody through Melodyne and through auto-tune graph mode and stuff like that. And then just, and shift it around. You know what I mean? Like that's the stuff that I'm looking for, because the production is rigid. Production is on the grid, it's quantized, it's tight. And then the vocal is uncontrolled on the pitch. It has a lot of melodic changes and a lot of timing changes that don't line up with the rest of that structure. I have to start heading out, but I'll shoot you in. It's been awesome. Hey, absolutely. Sounds good. Sounds good. I appreciate you so much. All right, let's keep it rolling here. But that theme is everything. That, to me, that's like the thing that's missing from the song so far, is that consistency, because otherwise I feel like I can't hear the other things that are going on. I do like a lot of the production elements. I think the drums are great. Those saw synths are great. That little pocket right there is where we need to really like lock in. We need to really lock in. It needs to be more rigid. It needs to be perfect. It needs to be lined up and chopped in a way that feels really consistent. I mean, the other thing is like taking your vocal chops and making sure they're on the grid. Like chop your word before you get into the hook and da-da-da-dum, and then go into the next line right there. Like get it nice and tight. Get nice and tight. What's up, Jenna? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Rayan, if you want to submit, everything's at the link in my bio. You hear it jump. You hear all the kind of jumping around right there. If you just locked it in, and you just lock it into the pitch right there, and you stutter it right on line, and you bring it up straight to the grid, and so on and so on, then just lock it in. It's going to be so much more consistent and way more palatable. Like it's, I think when people's first gut reaction, because again, the thing I'm always thinking about is how are people going to perceive, and I'm not always thinking about, because this isn't the primary function, but like how are people going to once I have created authentically, right? This is the Rick Rubin thing, I guess. So it's like, once I have created authentically, I had my ideas, I created authentically, I dumped my ideas out, and I put them in the DAW, and this is kind of like what I want it to be. Then I need to, now that I've done that and I've done my creative job, then I have to think of like, how is this going to be perceived? Like, then I have to kind of go on the other side and be like, is this palatable at all? Can anyone even sing this? Like, is anyone going to even want to listen to this at all? That's the other side. Then you can get a little bit more surgical with it and be like, okay, now the recruitment of hyperpop, like now I can kind of go to the other side of it and edit. I think it was, I always forget the name. Why can't I think of it? Angie, thank you for the follow. I think it was Pharrell. But it might not have been Pharrell. But I think it was Pharrell who talks about how their process and what they think most creatives' process should be to like inspire and create and to like come up with your ideas and execute your ideas with complete freedom and looseness and complete openness. So as far as like getting your ideas out there, create completely freely and then edit surgically. Like just get all the ideas out there, have fun, be creative, be weird, be quirky, be completely authentic, and just get your ideas out there. And once that has happened, flip to another hat and edit surgically to make sure that you have something that is actually going to be viable for people to listen to. Otherwise, if you have a message, you have an idea, you have creativity, no one will hear it. It just won't come across anyone. The algorithm will never push it. Very few people are going to relate to it and connect to it. And that's where I think the other side of that is like, now we have all these entries, like, because I like a lot of your ideas. Love the synths, love the drums. I love the even like what you're trying to do with your vocal. I can see the vision there, and I can see kind of the bones of it and where you're wanting to go with it. But I'm like, okay, now how do we take that, edit it surgically, especially in hyperpop, edit it surgically and really really lock into that structure and get it really, really tight. All right, let's get into the later sections here. Because I can like hear, I can hear what's happening. We just need to clarify it. We just got to sharpen it up a little bit. And I also think that you could slightly rebalance because there's the top vocal layer and the falsetto right there, and then there's a low octave that's really saturated in the background. I think it's a low formant shift underneath it. I like that layer a lot too. We could probably balance those a little bit better. Push the lower octave forward, higher. We already talked about higher octave down by 4 dB, something like that, and then back it off just a little bit, and then and push the lower layer so they're a little bit more supportive of each other. Right now, one's really loud in front, and then one's way in the back. I think a little bit of a shift in energy right there would be nice as well. Yeah, it's a rarity. It's a rarity. It's one of the TikTok song gifts. Oh yeah, I've heard that. I've seen that song. I like the crunch. I like the saturation. Like if you get that nice and it's sort of like you can chop that up a little bit and make it interesting. Like you clarify those melodies. There's a lot of bones in there that are really sick. They're really, really cool. Like I said a million times, just gotta sharpen it up a little bit. Of course, man. Like all this right here needs to be like realigned. It's so far off of what the production is doing, structurally speaking, that it needs to either be chopped, sampled, and realigned to that grade quantized, or we need to restructure what's happening in that vocal to fit back into the grid of the rest of the synth and stuff right there. Because it's so far off that it's hard to know like what is happening in this section of the song, and how, again, if I'm someone who likes the song and likes the sound and wants to learn it, how do I know when I start singing? How do I know what melody to use just because it moves around so much? So keep those things in mind, just because there's some potential there. But these ending lines right here, I'm struggling to find where that vocal should start and what melody would be consistent. That's where I want you to polish some of these parts up and line them up to the drums, line them up to the synth stabs in the background, make sure that the rhythm is really, really consistent. And of course, through Melodyne, through Antares graph mode, we can line up those vocals and chop them a little bit cleaner. Let me go to the verse here real quick. So, like even here, what's up with the people? I don't know the lyrics, right? But like, you hear how it kind of blends in between some of those different, notes right there. And that's where we're kind of running out of steam, and they're not lined up with the drum structure, and the pitch is being modulated and the format's shifting. There's a lot of different things all happening at the same time, which makes it feel, just more chaotic, right? It makes it feel noisy. It makes it, but if you, and you can chop in there and you can line it up, but like I hear those melodies, I hear what you're doing, but timing wise, pitch wise, just control over those melodies is where you're reaching some of those pain points, like we've already talked about, right? If you can line those up and get everything, a little bit more rigid. I mean, this is in hyperpop glitch stuff, like you can overprocess. Feel free to overprocess everything, right? Chop that vocal up, line it up, control pitch, control tuning, like control timing issues, like get everything lined up and chopped up. And if it's too far off, chop it, resample it, and bring it back and speed up the last vocal. Like this is the style where you can spend hours and hours and hours editing a vocal to force it to fit inside of a production structure. If it's too loose, it's going to sound just kind of noisy and kind of chaotic in the background. What studio headphones do you use out of curiosity? These are Focal Clear MGs, these are what I mix with typically. So what I'm referencing or I'm mixing with, I'm either using the 6.5 Focals in the room, or I'm using these to mix with. And then if I don't think I have them in here. Oh yeah, I do. And then if I'm tracking, I use these. These are Beyerdynamic DT770 Pros. And if I'm not using those, then I'm using the HD 280 Pros. So it kind of depends on what I'm doing. If I ever have an artist in here, then I just give them whatever headphones they think are more comfortable when they're tracking either the Beyerdynamics or the HD 280 Pro Sennheisers. And I love both of those are great. I used to have a pair of M50Xs, the ATH M50Xs. I like those better, but they broke years ago. And so that's when I got the Beyerdynamics, and those are great. So if you want like a staple pair of headphones that you can like track and mix on and like just get started with a solid, bulletproof pair of headphones that'll work for a long period of time, the Beyerdynamics are awesome. You'll see a pair of those in every studio that you go to. Those are the DT770 Pros, and they're awesome. They're great. If you want to mix on them, just get the open backs. Those will treat you better as far as sound staging and stereo and stuff like that. But because they're open back. But yeah, the DT770s are awesome. But if you're mixing, or if I'm mixing, I'm using these, the Focal Clear MGs. But man, y'all show some love. Michaela, thank you for the follow. Show some love, man. Show some love. That is the family in the chat. Timbo Tune is the name of the track. Hold on, let me double check something real quick. But yeah, y'all show some love. The Once Lost in the building. Appreciate you so much. Thank you for sending that in. Let's keep it going with the rest of the music. We got Claudia in the building. Absolutely, man. Anytime. We got Claudia in the building. Let's run it. This is Movimento Hypnotico. Let's get it. That tone guy in the building. Welcome in. Absolutely. At the link in my bio. If you want the deep dive, just keep in mind that's on the consultation side. Can't nothing bring me down. Facts. Claudia's in the building. Let's go. Okay, let me pull this up on Spotify really quick. Let me see. Bill, welcome in. Let's see. Where's the track? Oh, there it is. Okay, let's dive in. Claudia, give me all the details. Talk to me. Give me the rundown on what you do in your music. The thing I always ask people is, what's the role that you play in your music? So if you're the writer, you're the singer, you're a producer, if you're hiring producers or musicians, you're going to a studio, you're self-recording, you're mixing yourself, whatever it may be. Talk to me a little bit about kind of what makes up your music, and let's dive into it. This is a Movimento Hypnotico. Let's dive in, and hold on. Where'd the track go again? Hold on, let me refresh. It's not letting me play it. Songwriter and singer. Beautiful. All right, and this is out on platforms. So go show it some love.
Sola è una notte come tante altre qua giù. Senza una strada da seguire, senza luce, senza meta, voglio andare lontano. Era un inferno disperato, incollato alla TV, cercare un'altra soluzione, camminando contro mano. In questa stanza mi perdo, ho solo foglie e sogni folli da liberare. Specchi rotti e giorni stanchi da risvegliare, guardarsi dentro e confessare le proprie colpe, cambiare strada per non sbagliare, ancora. Forse sentirò quello che sono.
How are you recording and mixing your vocals?
Senza peso, legati a un gioco erotico. Mani le sento più vicine,
Yeah, bass is killer.
Ipnotico. Guardarsi dentro e confessare le proprie colpe, cambiare strada per non sbagliare, ancora. Forse sentirò quello che sono, come in un suono. Il mio riflesso è così chiaro, la mia anima è più forte, luna nera tra le dita, questo dicono le carte. La mia anima è perduta, non ho voglia di cercarla, sento solo vibrazioni, ancora. Forse
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. I would love to be able to do that. So cool. Great voice too. Yo, show some love. Show some love. That is Claudia Ferri right here in the chat. Beautiful, beautiful job. You have an amazing voice. Amazing, amazing voice. Let's run it from the top. We're going to talk about just a couple things in here. You have some great structure. I mean, one of the things that I love about what you're doing is you have really good song structure, consistent melodies for your hook. I know exactly where we're at in the song, even if I don't speak the language. I can hear exactly where I'm at in the song. Very clear understanding of song structure and melody. Amazing job. Love the bass. Bass sounds fantastic. There's a couple little things in here. Inconsistencies in the drums that I want to address just really briefly, and then a couple little vocal mixing things I would love to dive in as well, because you do have an amazing, amazing voice. I would love for it to present itself as openly as possible in the mix as well, because you really are amazing at what you do. So let's dive into it. Let's run it from the top. Let's get into some of the details. Quick reminder, y'all, if you want to submit your music, everything is at the link in my bio. So if you want to submit, especially for the consultation side like we're digging into now, go to the link in my bio. You'll see everything that you need there. If you want to go faster, just check the queue, select your song, and you can, of course, decide if you want to move yourself forward a little bit as well. But this is Claudia right here in the chat. Appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for sending this in. Let's run it.
Sola è una notte come tante altre qua giù, senza una strada da seguire.
Do
senza
you happen to know how the drums were tracked? I grew up on the southeast side, just outside of San Antonio. That's where I grew up. Yeah. Do you happen to know, like how the production happened, who produced it, or like how they created the drums on here? It kind of sounds like an electric drum set, maybe. I'm curious. It kind of sounds like an electric drum set, and then maybe quantized, but I'm intrigued.
luce senza meta, voglio andare lontano. Era
No worries. That's
un'inferno
fine.
disperato, incollata alla TV, cercare un'altra soluzione, camminando contro mano. In questa stanza mi perdo, ho solo foglie e sogni folli da liberare, specchi rotti e giorni stanchi da risvegliare, guardarsi dentro e confessare le proprie
All that
colpe,
background, like bass and synths, is great.
cambiare strada per non sbagliare, ancora. Forse sentirò quello che sono, come in un suono.
Okay, real quick. Let's dive into here just for a second. Again, amazing voice, great song structure and writing structure there. Fantastic. Really, really nice. And I love the bass. It's just got so much energy to me. Here's a little bit of what I'm hearing. That makes sense. Magic, same. I mean, I'm kind of obsessed. I love it. What we're hearing is a really fine-tuned, like, and I mean, I don't mean this in a negative way, in a good way. Fine-tuned production that's like rigid, right? The drums are like sequenced, right? So they're like electric or like VST. They're sequenced in the background, so they're very right on the nose. Bum, 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 bum. They're doing the exact same thing each time, right? Bass also sounds like it might potentially be sequenced, but even if it was played, it's like right on the grid. Dun, 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 doing the exact same thing through most of that hook. Synths in the background, same thing. Right on the grid, doing the exact same thing, right? Beautiful. All that's super, super tight. what happens, this is similar, different, but similar to what we were talking about, obviously different style and stuff, too, different vocal, to what we were talking about with the last artist, where if the production is super rigid and then the vocal floats away from that at all, even if it's a phenomenal vocal like yours, you have a great, this is a fairly raw vocal with reverb and delay, but it's a pretty raw vocal. It's fairly untouched compression and EQ wise. Just has some reverb and delay and there's no tuning or anything like that. For a raw vocal, this is a great raw vocal, but any movement, any like inconsistencies in a raw vocal to a really produced song, a really like rigid, structured, produced song, you'll just hear a lot of the discrepancies in the vocal and you'll hear a lot more of the flaws there just because everything's super rigid, right? It's like if there's like a white wall in a building and you just like throw a little bit of color on it, right? It's just that much more obvious because everything's blank, right? It's kind of what's happening a little bit in this production every once in a while. I would love just a hair more polish on your vocal mix, because your vocal performance, 10 out of 10. It's so good. It's emotional. It has this great pull to it. You have great vocal range, like great control as well, but it's a raw vocal. It has reverb and delay, but it's as far as tuning goes, as far as compression goes, as far as like EQ goes, it's very, very raw. So what I would love to hear is on the EQ side, there's some moments where it's like a little bit boomy in the low end of the vocal. Frequency wise, most of this is like 100 to 300 hertz. That little pocket right there, it's a little bit boomy. If we just bring that down 2 dB, 3 dB, it'll clarify the bottom of your vocal and make it less boomy in certain parts. It'll help settle it into the production a little bit more and it make it feel a little bit more bright just because the bias is towards that top end again. There's a couple other parts in the mids of the vocal that are a little bit muddy, just a little bit muddy, and it's going to happen on your layers as well. So a couple little things right there. And then even on the top end of your vocal, we can kind of open it up at the top end, especially around like 9,000 hertz, 10,000 hertz. Even just the same, like 2 dB right there. It'll feel airier. It'll feel a little bit more open in the top end. Nothing crazy, nothing over processed, nothing too, dramatically manipulated, but just a small change in EQ will make it feel less boomy, a little bit more open, and kind of settled into the production a little bit more. Because right now it's really forward and it has some of those textures in there. On the compression side, so these are like the foundational vocal mix elements here. On the compression side, there might be a compressor on your vocal. If there's probably just one, and it's not doing much. It's very, very subtle. So maybe it's like taming, maybe it's controlling it a little bit, but your vocal has a very open dynamic range. So when you get loud, it gets really forward and really loud, and when you're quiet, it gets pretty far back. So your vocal moves in and out of the mix a lot as well. And I would love one more stage of compression on your vocal, most likely, to help control it and keep it over the mix. Not loud, because I think I do agree it's forward. I think you could probably control it better and pull it back by, again, subtle changes, 2, 3 dB, just a little bit to help kind of connect it back to the production again. The thing I always tell people too, is like, so on my vocal right now, this is a fairly transparent mix on my vocal. Like my vocal doesn't have like a crazy amount of anything going on, but my vocal does have 3 compressors on it. So I have a tube compressor on the outside that is barely touching it at all. It's giving it like 2 dB of if I get crazy loud, it just kind of tells it to sit down. And then I have 2 compressors in the DAW. One of them has a very fast release. It's an 1176. And one of them has a very slow release. It's a LA2A. Both of those is getting in my way. It's blocking me. Both of those are doing slightly different things. Now, on both of those compressors, they're reducing, amplitude right there. They're reducing gain by about 5 dB, 4 or 5 dB. What this allows for, Nina Lisa's 3630, I know I do. I'll be honest with you. I almost just got one on a whim the other day because it cost nothing. I almost got one, or it was a guy who's selling that in a DBX 166A. I almost pulled the trigger on it. Shantia, welcome in. The reason why those different compressors matter at different ranges as well. So they're kind of targeting different parts of the vocal. One, to kind of grab your vocal when it gets really, really loud and kind of pull it back and restrain it a little bit. So when you get really loud, it controls it and settles it into the mix. And another one right after that, it's going to release fast. And then another one in order to smooth it out. And it's going to release a little bit slower. The effect of that, the result of that is I can talk really quiet, right? I say this all the time. I give the exact same example, but I can talk really quiet. I can almost like, I can bring this a little bit closer too, but I can talk quiet. I can almost like whisper or like vocal fry, and I can talk really loud. I can yell and scream. You know what I mean? I can go really, really loud, and I can also talk really, really quiet. And you can hear how when I go really, really loud, you're not like, there's a perceived increase in energy. Obviously, you can tell I'm yelling. But even when I talk really quiet, you can hear how this like low level information still sounds like forward and energetic and bright and punchy. And when I go really loud, it kind of just smooths it all out. It just smooths it all out. But I'm not hearing that like processing on my vocal. This is like a natural voiceover mix, right? It doesn't sound like some crazy, annoying vocal chain. It's just stages of processing in order to sound as natural and transparent as possible while also giving my vocal this pocket. So if I go really loud, it tells me to come back down to here. If I get really quiet, it brings it back up to here, and it controls it in the middle of the mix. That's what I want to hear on your vocal right now, and the EQ stuff that we're talking about that is robbing you of some clarity in the mix. And then if you feel like, now again, you have a great voice, you don't have to do this. I think you could get away with not doing it because you actually do have a fantastic voice. But I also do think that if you wanted to, you could then add some really, really subtle manual tuning of the vocal. Like Melodyne is great for this. Antares Graph Mode is another good one, but I use Melodyne, where it's just like, you don't even have to tune anything on the vocal. You don't even have to touch the vocal with tuning. If there's a note that you're holding and it's like a little bit flat, boop, you just drag it into place and it's back on there, but you're not auto-tuning it. You're keeping it natural. You're keeping it really, really dry. But just in case you're like, oh, this one little note in the verse was a little bit flat, I'm just going to drag it into place, and it keeps it very transparent. And that allows you to get this really smooth, really natural, but also really polished vocal, right? And again, the reason why this matters in your particular song, it could be different for a different song. In your particular song is your production is very polished, right? The drums are rigid, they're quantized, the bass is like sampled in VST, the synths are locked to the grid, and then your vocal floats away from that a lot. So it makes it feel very separate from the production. And I would love to kind of bring those back into connection so they feel like they're doing a similar thing, like they're working together a little bit more. You ever use like a digital pedal, like a Helix or anything like that, to put it on it? I mean, I haven't, I don't, or I mean, I have before. I've used them before. I don't own one. I've used a buddy of mine before, but yeah, I mean, if it gets the job done, it gets the job done. I don't really have like a strong opinion on it. For me, it's like, if it sounds good, it sounds good. I mean, it's kind of the reason why, like, I have analog synths, I have digital synths, I have FM synths, I have rack synths, I have VST synths, and they all just kind of do what I need them to do when I need them to do that thing. So there's times where I wake up in the morning and I'm inspired and I'm creative, and so I go and I flip on the Vox and I pull out I don't have very many pedals, but I'll pull out a couple pedals and I tinker with them and I have fun. And there's other times where I'm like, dude, F it, I'm going direct, pull up, arch type Nolly from, Neural DSP, and let's make it happen. You know what I mean? So I think it really just depends on, like, if you value recall, if you value, Metal Zone, 100%, Boss Metal Zone all day. If you value the recall, you value being able to preset and recall that and have that on multiple songs and stuff like that, then then I think that's great for stuff like that. If you more so value the accidents that happen when you're fiddling with stuff, then it's probably not the best way to go. But I think it's also just like, you got to know your workflow. You got to know if you value your time more than like the creative decision or whatever it may be. But I mean, I think they're great. I mean, they sound awesome. I think anyone who's like, these digital pedals suck and these digital synths suck or whatever, it's like, as someone who loves the analog and loves the space and loves miking and loves the, old synths, they sound good. Like, that can't be the argument anymore. So yeah, I mean, if you like them, you like them. And I think that, I know people that have, Grammys, and they use, Helix and VSTs and Mix in the Dawn, like whatever. So I think it just kind of depends. Shanti, I appreciate you so much. I appreciate that a lot. Sampling, yeah, any link should work. As long as I have access to it, Kingston, it should work. All right, let's get into this last section here. Last thing I want to do is I want to address something that happens in the drums here. It's kind of interesting.
Mia anima è perduta, non ho voglia di cercarla, sento solo vibrazioni, ancora. Forse.
So right here, this happens a couple times here at the end, where the drums start, right? We have this energy, and then it just stops. The hats just leave the mix, so like the sampling right there stops. It happens again at the end where the snare changes. So the snare loop that was there just like ends. So it kind of sounds like there was a hi-hat loop and it was going, it was happening like that. And that loop just stops. And then later on, I think there's like two different snare layers, like two different snare loops. one of the snare loops just stops, and then we only get one half of it. And then I think like one other cymbal or something stops. So in the end of the song right here, where in my opinion, this should be like the biggest climactic, like this is the powerhouse moment, right? The vocal is hitting the range again. All of the production is in. The drums kind of just like randomly start and stop different loops at different points. I would love, I mean, maybe that's a stylistic decision, but I would love, yeah, we got an Arrow 404. Like I would love for that dynamically to be full the whole time. Like you'll hear it happen here where the drums come in. I'm like, oh yeah, we're here. We're at the climax of the song. And then it just kind of cuts out. What's up, Zig? Welcome in. Love these breaks. Done. Just kind of stops out of nowhere. Coming up here, right there. So then randomly there, same thing happens again where one of the snares, so there's two snares there, one's on a loop, another one's on a loop. One of those snares stop, the other snare keeps going. The ride that was carrying the top of the mix just randomly stops. And not like in like a normal place either. It just kind of like randomly kind of cuts at the end. So we have this moment here. Hi-hats in. Done. And then here. It's moving. It stops. So because all of these different, like, especially percussion, like drums, because they cut at like really, it's not like at the end of a hook or halfway through or a quarter through or at the end of a measure, because they kind of just randomly stop in the song. I feel like I can't ever quite get into like the biggest moment of the song, like the climax of the song right here, where there's all this energy, vocal harmonies. We're at the climax because then things just start slowly leaving the mix at random times. And so this has nothing to do with you. On the production side, I would love for that to just feel like it's a complete hook, start to finish. Everything's loud, everything's bright and vibrant, energetic vocal, really open mix. And then at the end of the song, like once we hit the last da-da, at the end, then we can come down to just kick and snare. Boom. Like we can come down to that really tight drum structure again, but let us get through the full hook with the energy that's there. It just kind of happens at very random moments. I'm not entirely sure why it was at such random moments in there, but yeah, that little pocket right there, I would love to feel, love for it to feel a little bit more complete. The snares, it was over their time. It was over there a lot of time. But man, as far as like the feeling of the song, that's why I want to make sure that we get across too, is like the feeling of the song, the emotion of the vocal, the skill of the vocal, all of these things that are happening in the background of the production, I'm a big fan of. And then there's these little inconsistencies, whether it's vocal processing, whether it's production happening or not happening, that to me make it feel less polished, make it feel more amateur, where I think you have the potential for this to be like a really solid record and to have really, really solid productions and records on your hands. So you deserve all the flowers in the world. You're an amazing vocalist, great writing structure. You're doing so many things so well. So y'all please show some love to Claudia right here in the chat. That song is out on all platforms. Go stream it, go like it, go add it to your playlist, so on and so much. Toxic line is open. If you're on Twitch, type !submit in the chat and it will present itself to you. But definitely show some love to Claudia. You're amazing. Seriously, very, very, very talented. Let's get into this the next track here. We got Punctured in the building. Punctured. Let me know if you're in the chat. I love so much of what's happening with your vocal. Punctured. Let me know if you're in the chat. Casting Stones. Let's get it. This is Reminisce. My brother wrote and sings this song. He is based in SATX. Let's go. Shout out to SATX. We got some 2-0ers in here. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so brother wrote and sings the song. What about the production or the band? Eli, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Any genre, any genre. Yeah. Great fry scream. Great fry. Great riff. Identifiable. Great harmonics. How can I forgive myself after everything that I have done? Maybe it's time that I move on till I find myself saying, wanna see your face, I wanna hear your voice, I wanna say these words again to you. I wanna feel your love filling up my heart. I wanna say these words again to you, but I can't. What's up, Blade? Good to see you. Thanks for the heartbeat. Appreciate you. Did they record at the studio? Where are you at in the line, Uniform? Are you on the consultation side? Y'all, show some love. Show some love. I can't randomly skip you past people. It depends on where you are. I'm not sure what the name is on here. I was asking earlier. Yeah, I can't because especially past people that are paying. If you're in the free line, especially because the people that we're listening to right now are paid consultations. So if you're far down, then uniform detail. Let me see. So yeah, if you're not on the consultation side. Yeah, I can't skip you past people that are paying for the consultation right now. But I'll be live again tomorrow. And tomorrow I want to do some giveaways as well. Hey, Midlife, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Jonathan, thanks for tapping in as well. I'll be live again tomorrow, and I'm going to try to do some giveaways as well. Yeah, I'll try to do some giveaways so we can pull some people out of that free line as well to give you all some consultations as well. I appreciate you, Uniform. Thanks for their patience as well. I appreciate it. Migs, thanks for the follow. Let's run it from the top. This is Reminisce by Punctured. Let's dive into the details here. I mainly want to talk about mix structure just because a lot of the mix here is I think the biggest pain points of the song. He is getting like a good, clean, lead vocal in the middle of the mix. It's nice and bright. It's smooth. Great fry vocal. I mean, he's got a great fry scream. It's really, really, really energetic. Tons of character and texture in the mix. I love it. The rest of the production for me, and the mix on the rest of the production for me, I think is where we need to polish some things too. It's really, really bright. A lot of things stand out. A lot of like high mid resonance and kind of ringing right there. I think rebalancing that's going to be really, really important just because it has so much energy. It has so much energy right there that can, especially as you turn it up, can become really harsh and abrasive to listen to. So I want to soften that a little bit. I still want it to be slicey and punchy and energetic, but at the same time, still, not harsh in any way. So people can listen to it as loud as they so please without it creating any issues. So that's what I want to talk about. Let's run it from the top. Reminisce by Punctured. One thing that I'm experiencing here, obviously I don't have the session. I don't know what's going on in the mix necessarily, without being able to see it. One thing I'm interested by, that I'm kind of making an assumption here. It sounds like something has been widened on here as well. And there's a couple things that are happening as well. It sounds like maybe on the master, there's a widener that's put on the master, for maybe a number of different reasons. I'm hearing a super exaggerated mix in stereo on the drums. So a lot of like, even like kick and snare sometimes feels like it's kind of pushed out of the way of the middle of the mix. And then the cymbals are, I mean, one of the main crash is like 100% left, exaggerated wide. The guitars feel like they're kind of wide and back behind you, which usually is like timing differences, like Haas effect, or some like interesting phasing that's going back, where it's like they're kind of closer, but they're like behind you a little bit. But they don't just feel double tracked left and right, they feel doubled, not necessarily double tracked or stereo tracked, which is potentially also creating some phase issues. But then in order to make the whole track feel wider, they just widened the master, widened the whole track right there. What that create, again, I can't see the session. I don't know that that's what they did. I'll start it from the top and listen for some things. If that is what they did, the result of that, or something similar, some similar version of duplicating some of these tracks and trying to exaggerate the width on them, is it can create this like hollowness in the middle of the mix where like nothing quite hits, except for like the vocal. Like the vocal does a good job of kind of slicing through the middle. Welcome back, Jenna. The vocal does a good job of slicing into the middle of the mix, but a lot of these other elements, they don't quite connect because none of them are really attacking the middle of the mix in mono. Like kick and snare and the bass, the bass just kind of feels wide, right? It kind of just feels like out here, the guitar structure just feels like really, really wide, but nothing is really like connecting with any power or any drive in the middle of the mix outside of maybe the vocal when it comes in. BBE maximizer, I literally, all the things that you're mentioning, I almost bought the other day just to have. They're like $70. they're so cheap. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll toss this on a bus every once in a while and just see what happens. It'll be fun. They're so cheap. They're so cheap. Like is it like the 918 or something like that? They're so cheap. It's ridiculous. But anyways, so if that is happening, again, I don't know that it is, but if something like that is happening, it would be beneficial to bring this back down to mono, right? Or double track the guitar. So we get a powerful guitar on the left, a powerful guitar on the right, not duplicating the guitars and having them collapse or anything like that. I would love to double track those. I would love to kind of bring everything back under control and then just pan appropriately, like just pan out the other elements appropriately and make sure that it feels wide and it feels vibrant. But it sounds like, to me, what's happened is there's some tracking issues where on the other end, we're kind of exaggerating to make up for them, right? Where they didn't feel really strong, so we brightened them a lot. Things felt muddy, so we thinned them out a lot. Things felt narrow, so we widened them. Kind of like Band-Aid processing. Now, what is there I like, right? So the guitar riff is a killer riff. It's a really, really nice riff. What the bass is doing in the middle of the mix or close to, it's doing some really powerful movements. It has pretty good tone to it. It's a little sub-heavy, like a little thuddy, 100 hertz and below. It's a little sub-heavy, but what it's doing, I really like. Vocally, I think is probably the strongest part of this entire track. I really, really like what the vocal's doing. I love the layers. The fry screams are beautiful. They're well executed. Blade, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate you. So all those different elements right there, I think are fantastic. They're executed well, and I think they're really, really well done. And so that's why I would love to not have so many Band-Aids to them and try to kind of unwind this a little bit. Because my intuition tells me that if we just kind of brought the mix back closer to its source, it would sound a little bit stronger. I can't play guitar right now. I don't even, or I guess, well, I do have one sitting back there behind me, but, and your eye hurt. Why is your eye hurt, Jenna? I'm sorry to hear that. All right, let's get into it. Only Wonderwall. That's the only one. I mean, that's a great identifiable riff, though. I mean, that's really, really strong. Kingston, I got you. Thank you so much, man. similar to the last track where or not the last track, I think it was a couple tracks ago actually at this point. I'm just listening to too many songs. Really bright at the top end and pretty thuddy in the low end. It's like 100 hertz and below. There's a lot of sub harmonics there, a lot of, sub energy. On the top end, it's very, very bright. It's really open, almost brittle and harsh at some points. In my opinion, kind of the same thing. In fact, let me do this for two. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I'm going to download the track. I'm going to drop it into Pro Tools. I'll kind of tell you just sonically what I'm talking about. Sometimes it just makes it easier to just be able to hear the things that I'm talking about, not just talk about them. So let me drop it over here really quick. I won't even switch over. Seikyu, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you tapping in. Let me draw. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to saturate it. We're going to saturate it with the tape saturator, and then we're going to add an EQ, and we'll rebalance it just briefly in like 20 seconds. Let's do a Kramer tape, and then we'll go nice and open. We're gonna open, and then we'll do an EQ, and I'll just kind of show you what I'm talking about as far as like the differences in what we're hearing here and what it could potentially feel like to be a little bit more full in some of the things that we're talking about here. So I'm gonna go here. Hendrix, thank you for the follow as well. I want to learn music theory so bad. I know basics, but I need to learn how to write and hear good. Yeah, ear training. To be honest with you, this is as simple as it gets. Watch some ear training videos on YouTube. Now, I'm a classically trained piano, so I had piano lessons from the age of 6 through 19 and did guilds and all that stuff. So a lot of my ear training is sourced in like classical music and like playing Rachmaninoff and stuff like that. That's my foundation. So I am blessed to just have had that training, which made everything that I do now in engineering and production a lot easier. If you don't have that and you're trying to learn now, watch some ear training videos that will allow you to hear like, and it'll literally be like games that you can play, right? Like in apps that you can get. That's just like, hey, like, it'll play a scale and it'll be like, hey, is this major or minor? And you're like, it's kind of sad sounding minor. And it's like, yes. And you're like, or it'll play another one. It's like, is this a major third or a minor third? And you're like, it's kind of happy sounding. You hit major, you know what I mean? Like, and you'll just start to train your ear. Like, okay, is this major? Is this minor? Like, are we doing diminished chords? Like, if you can start to train yourself just by repetition, just like anything, it's like any other skill, any other language that you learn. It just takes repetition. It takes learning and like understanding like, hey, it's like what goes into a scale, what steps go into a scale. And once you learn those steps, then you can actually do it. You can actually do it in any key. You can, whether it's like C sharp major or it's, A major or whatever. All my chords are suspect. That should be on a shirt. That should be on a t-shirt, honestly. You need an Etsy, Magic Millionaire. You need an Etsy where you're selling cheesy music t-shirts and you become a millionaire off of it, but you apparently already are. But anyways, yeah, dude, watch some ear training videos and then watch them like every day, right? Like find a 5-minute ear training exercise on YouTube and watch it every day for a month. You know what I mean? And just, or like get an app. I'm sure there's apps that there now. I'm positive there are websites you can go to, and just do it for 5 minutes every day, 5 minutes every day. And just start to train your ear for major and minor and like so on and so on. I own an MPC, of course. Literally no one has ever owned an MPC that was not a millionaire. That's a fact, actually. That's just economics. That's just economics right there. Okay. Let's hear this track in here. We're off the rails, y'all. Let's hear this track in here really quick. And I'll kind of show you what I'm listening for. Woo, that's ringing. Let's bring that down. All right, I'm gonna push the preamp here. I'm gonna push the preamp here to give it just a little bit more saturation, on the Kramer tape. I mean, that's crazy. Back off a little bit. Now you can't see this because I can't put it on the screen right now, but on my EQ, I can see all of the frequencies as they pop up, and you can hear them too, but you can see them all as they pop up, and there's this huge push at the top end. Past like 2000 hertz, there's a huge bump in high end all the way to the top that just tells me this has been really, really, really bright. So I'm gonna mess around a little bit here and just rebalance it loosely, and just kind of see what we can rebalance slightly and see if it doesn't give us a little bit of a cleaner sounding mix.
see you. Wanna see your face. I wanna hear your voice. I wanna say these words again to you.
Wow.
I wanna feel your love filling up my heart. I wanna say these words.
That's the difference. Before, after.
But I can't.
Before, after. Come on. It's like there's things that are there that weren't there before. It's a completely different song, a different feel, a different energy. Going from before, it's just bright and low, and we're missing all the energy in the middle. Back, original, and then original, back. And that's actually only bypassing and bringing on EQ. That's it. That's just changes in EQ, not even the saturation, not even the Kramer tape. That's only bypassing and bringing back the EQ. It's such a dramatic change in energy from just kind of thick on the low end and really, really bright at the top end, but we're missing the vocal. We're missing like the life in the midst of the vocal. We're missing like the weight of the guitar. And it's a rock song. We need a strong lead. We need, nice, strong vocal structure. We need all of this to feel incredibly vibrant and incredibly textural and have a lot of energy to it. And so that's why I want to make sure that those mids and low mids are some of the most important aspects of rock music. If those are mishandled in any way, that it can really rob your song of life and rob it of energy, especially on the guitars and the drums and the vocals. Mid is not mid, it is essential. That is an absolute fact, Magic. And I'm telling you right now, when it comes to like, oh, well, how much? I'm boosting 500 hertz. I'm boosting, to be honest with you, like 200 hertz to about 1,000 hertz. So I'm a wide band. I have a huge band of frequencies right there, and I'm boosting it 7 dB. That's how much that's been carved out. That's how much of those guitars and how much of those vocals are missing out of the song. I have it boosted 7 dB, and then I've reduced some of that top end by another 2.5 dB, kind of in the high mids where it's ringing a little bit. De-scooping, we're boosting, baby. Like that, there's so much energy that's been taken away from the middle of the mix that adding it back in, again, like it's been surgically removed, adding it back in here. I mean, that's one EQ makes it feel like a fresh master. Like and I'm just one random super boosted, crazy, like don't ever do this kind of an EQ. Feels like it's transformed the song, and it's just like one little curve right there. So those are the things that I'm talking about, because the song is good. I mean, the guitar riff is good. Structurally, it's good. The vocals are good. They're clean. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Man, y'all show some love. Reminisce. The song is Reminisce by Punctured. Obviously a talented writer, obviously a talented vocalist. The biggest focus I would put is on the mixing side. The biggest changes I would make, the biggest direction I would maybe turn. It's hard if it's someone that they know, someone that they're close to. But I really feel like there's a ton of potential in the song that's being restricted by the mix. That it's harsh for people, and it's gonna get less traction because of it. And so I think it just revisions to the mix and some movement in the mix, I think would open things up like crazy. So y'all, please show some love, man. Show some love, show some love. We're gonna get into the next song here. Let me just double check something real quick. All right, I got time for a couple more songs, y'all. Let me go ahead and close up the line. Give me just one moment to refresh. I'm going to close up the line. If you are in line, you can still move around. So if you are in the skip line or if you are in the consultation side or wherever, you can still move forward. You can still go faster. You can still try to go a little bit sooner if you would like to, but I'm going to go ahead and close the line to new submissions. I got time for a handful more. I'm going to try to go fairly quick. Do you know how much to remix and master the song? Have them reach out, or if you want to reach out through a message, it just depends on how much the work is. Because here's what happens sometimes if people are like, hey, can you just like remix it really quick? It's already mixed, just like kind of remix it. And the reality is it's still it's like a full mix from the ground up. So it would just cost the same as a full mix. So I can remix it from scratch and remaster it from scratch. It would just be full fee. And so, yeah, shoot me a message. We can talk about like what the project is, what access they have to the files still, things like that. And I'd be happy to work on it. But yeah, I work with artists anywhere. I work with people all over the world. So if you're local, if you are, you could be in Denmark, and I just send me the files and I'll mix it remotely. Everyone that I do right now, I do remotely. They just send me the files. And I work on it. Casting Stones, thank you so much for sending this in. I appreciate you. We got Kingston in the building. Kingston, I see you in the line. You're ready to go. This is me sharing a soon-to-be-released song, I Will Wait, for my incredible and cozy numbered followers. Let's go. I started writing the song with a vision and sentiment on waiting for someone else, but clearly the more I listen to it, it is also... Hold on, why can't I read this? I listen to it. It is also, and if not even more so, about waiting on myself. It's just because this writes this out weird for some reason. It puts it in like a weird format where the words aren't connected line to line. Waiting on myself from those closest to me, God, life, etc. Thank you for any feedback, constructive, celebratory. Let's go. This is I Will Wait by Kingston. Let's dive in. No, you're good. It's because like on Oxcord on my computer, it's like, it'll say, the word will be those. And when it gets to the end of the line, like at the edge of the screen, it just says though, and then the next line starts with SE. And so I'm like, it is, though. So, and I feel like I'm just learning to read or something. Anyways, okay, let's get into it. This is I Will Wait by Kingston. Let's dive in, man.
Stars are falling, something started, life is calling.
I can't.
Back to who
it's my downfall.
I'm supposed to be, no, holding back now, time is passing, I never knew it could hurt like this. Just a little bit longer, wait just a little bit longer, work just a little bit longer. I will wait for you, I will wait every day for you. I climb mountains, swim oceans,
bass is nice.
It brings me through. I will wait for you.
Identifiable hook.
Something's changing, I'm not the same.
That.
Letting go of
pentatonic
all
movement.
The lies inside, the mask I'm wearing, in the mirror I'm staring at the ghost of who I was. Just a little bit longer, wait just a little bit longer, work just a little bit longer. I will wait for you, I will wait every day for you. I climb mountains, swim oceans, if it brings me through. I will wait for you.
What a great fiddle line. monster melody right there. That's so good. Y'all show some love. That is Kingston right here in the chat. The song is called I Will Wait. Let's get straight back into it. We're not going to waste any time. I'm going to try to go fast with these next couple here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful job. Hook, baby. Magic. It's the hook. It's the hook. It's the hook. It's so catchy. Vocal structure catchy, like we say every single live stream. An identifiable and catchy vocal structure, as well as an identifiable and catchy instrumental structure as well. I mean, that little melody right there over like the G major is such a catchy melody. It is so catchy. It is so well structured. Fiddle player just crushed it. I mean, it sounds beautiful. It's well performed. Just awesome. Awesome. I'm obsessed with that melody right there. Anytime I hear a good instrumental melody, it just does something. It solidifies the song. It makes it feel connected. It makes it feel intentional. We didn't waste any space in here. Like we're really intentional with building out the song and making it something that people would want to listen to and that would resonate and relate to people and connect with people. So man, amazing job. Let's run it from the top. I'll play through most of it because I think it sounds awesome. We'll chop through a couple things, but man, this is really is so nice. It's such a beautiful. Yeah, I mean, imagine because it's. Over the C, so. I'd have to figure out where that chord goes there, but it is nice. A little acoustic version would be fun. Lily B on the fiddle, a monster, so good. Let's run it from the top. Yeah. But this is also beautiful because, I mean, again, this is why a hook is so important. This is why it works so well. It's good writing. It's good structure. And I love it. Lily B+. It's like, okay, introducing this melody early is so powerful, but it's also because it's happening on multiple instruments. I think it's happening on the vocal too. It's happening on, I think, multiple instruments in the background as well as something. I think I hear it on the vocal in the background as well. It's a fabulous melody. Come on. So good.
Stars are falling, something started. Life is calling back to who I'm supposed to be. No holding back now.
Melody repetition. You got it, man. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
Time is passing. I never knew it could hurt like this. Just a little bit longer. Wait just a little bit longer.
Nice mix.
Work just a little
What's
bit
up, Daniel? Welcome in.
longer. I will wait.
Never.
I will wait for you. I will.
Hold up. Hold up.
I will wait. I will wait for you. I will wait every day for you. I climb mountains, swim oceans if it brings me.
That bass, it's juicy. I love it. I love it. That bass sounds so good. That bass sounds so good. What a gorgeous mix on that bass. That's you on the bass? Is that a P bass? That bass is so good. It's so good. It is like a warm hug. It's like a warm hug. It is so good. That bass is mixed perfectly. I love when a bass is mixed perfectly. Yep, P butter, baby. Fender P bass. The goat. I honestly want to get rid of I have a Samick, like a 90s Samick. I want to get rid of that and get a P bass. I've played so many P basses and it's so good. It's so good. I got the Samick in a trade because I traded a guy some synth or whatever to get another bass in here. I love it. It's a staple, and you mixed it, or whoever mixed it, just mixed it beautifully. Andre, my song is a cajon. Let's go. Shout out to the cajon, man. I had a Pearl one years and years and years ago. Yeah, the bass is nuts. Bass is gorgeous.
I climb mountains, swim oceans if it brings me through. I will wait.
And the melody.
I will wait for you.
Ah, man, it's so good.
Something's changed. I'm not the same. Letting
Great
go
dynamics.
of all the lies inside.
Kingston makes me like, I mean, it's so fun. There's so many sides to this live stream, right? Like there's so many different sides to this live stream. Excuse me, these Texas allergies, man, with all the rain we're getting, storms we're getting. So many sides to this live stream that I love and I enjoy for very different reasons. Like when people ask me like, what kind of music do you like? Well, it depends. Am I working out? Am I chilling? Am I studying or working, whatever? It kind of depends, right? There's so many sides of this live stream that are the same, where there's something incredibly fulfilling about hearing a song that needs a ton of work and diving into it, getting into the details and fixing things, or inspiring an artist with a new creative idea, or, you know, a producer coming in and being, hey, what if we change the progression here? And it's exciting and it's creative and it's fulfilling and all that's phenomenal. I love that so much. I also love just hearing someone who's got it. You know what I mean? It is also just so fun to hear someone like Kingston, who has considered, you know, much less exposure than you would imagine. Much less exposure than you would imagine for the quality of music that he puts out. It's really fun to just hear well-structured, professional session musicians, phenomenal engineers, great song structure, beautiful melodies, well-performed vocals, well-written lyric structure. There's something just as fun. As much as I love finding things that need help and working with artists and producers to improve on what they're doing, like it also is just really nice to take a step back and just listen to some great music and appreciate, celebrate more than focus on like working on, but just appreciate and celebrate really great, tasteful things happening in music and in the art that you're making, man. I love it. I'm a big fan, man. It's fun.
The mask I'm wearing, in the mirror I'm staring at the ghost of who I was. Just a little bit long.
Gorgeous mix. I played some percussion on my Takamine acoustic. 100%. It does. Hopefully releasing the song in a week or two, produced, co-wrote, and mixed. Yeah, it's done. It's done. This does not need to be touched. It does not need to be touched.
Longer. Wait just a little bit longer. Work just a little bit longer. I will wait for you. I will wait.
I love the 4-hit on the snare.
Every day for you. I climb mountains, swim oceans, if it brings me through.
The third note harmony is gorgeous. It's beautiful. Like the harmonies are just so good. It's so good. Yeah, the four hit is great. I love it, man. Harmonies are gorgeous. Love the halftime, the movement. I'm going to say something. Okay, this is perfect. Put it out tomorrow. Period. Right? Okay. Perfect. I love it. I love it. You don't need to do anything to the song. Put it out tomorrow. I'm going to say an idea that you shouldn't do. Don't do it. The song is done. I'm going to say an idea because I'm an ideas guy. I like ideas. So I'm going to say something. Just ignore it. But I just think it would sound cool. Just ignore it though. Please ignore it. Put it out. Don't listen to me. On this last little section right here, coming out of here, in my brain, because the way that my brain works, it has a thing that it wants to hear. And it's usually good. Like, I think sometimes, I feel like it's usually a good thing. Like, I feel like that gut reaction is usually right. But in this little section right here, when we go to the high note at the end right here, we hold on the last like resolved chord right there, and we go back into the hook. There's a part of me that wanted to come down to just the kick, the claps, some of the guitar percussion, and gang vocals. I will wait. Da, 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 da. And it says boom, ka, da, da, ka, da, boom, and it's just gang vocals in the background. I almost, because I didn't hear the snare right away, because it's on the 4, since it's on the 4, It's not. It's not. It's not magic. It's not. You're wrong. You're completely wrong. No, it's not. It's not stomp clap. It was just a cool little moment there where I almost heard it and then it didn't quite happen. But I love the energy going into this last time. Build all this up. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Those up. And then like just right there, boom, maybe acoustic guitar, drums, acoustic guitar, claps, gang vocals for just, 2 bars, and then boom, everything kicks back in. You go crazy. That's what I heard. It's in my brain. Do it live, maybe. It'd be fun. I will wait for you. 100%. Every day for you. Killer, baby. It's so good. It's so good. I love it. I'm a fan, man. Everything you do is so polished. It's so professional. It's beautifully done, man. Y'all show some love. I can't wait for it's out. It is finished. Don't cut it out. It's finished. Send it off. Get it to distribution. Kingston, I Will Wait is ready to go. Ship it. Send it out. It's ready to go, man. It's ready to go. You're crushing it, man. It's absolutely beautiful. Everybody in the chat, show some love to Kingston right here in the chat. I love what you do, man. I love what you do. These are monster records, man. These are like real records. These are radio records. It needs exposure. We need methodologies to find exposure. The lives are great. That's all fun. Like, we got to find ways for you to get exposure. We got to find creative ways of content to make sense for you, especially on TikTok. But man, you got it. That is your missing piece. There's nothing wrong with the music, man. Nothing wrong with the music. I look forward to the day that I just hear a song where I'm like, dude, what the hell did Kingston do? What is this? Just randomly Kingston trying to do like UK drill rap or something. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for something to come in and be like, hey, hold on, Kingston. What the hell's going on? What are we doing right now? Bring back Troy. What is he doing? I'm just waiting for the day that Kingston just throws me for a loop, because everything you do is so polished, man. It's so well done. Does TikTok allow links to Spotify? It doesn't. It doesn't in the chat. It doesn't allow any links in the chat. You can on TikTok and Twitch and YouTube. On Twitch and YouTube you can. But it's pretty tame over there right now. We got Daniel in the building. Let's go. Let's run it. I know it's annoying. Now it's time for some unpolished, unprofessional music by me, Daniel. Let's fucking go. I love it. Let's go. And then Daniel, I got you with that 5 as well. So we're gonna go back to back. In the bio. In the bio, you can send it. You can have a Spotify link in the bio, 100%. I would recommend, Kingston, having a link tree if you don't already. I haven't seen your page too much. I've just seen you on the page, like on the For You page. But if you don't already, get a link tree, get a free link tree account, and just like I do, just the same. I have a free one. I used to have Pro. I don't think it was really worth it. But even Pro's like $10 a month or something like that. But just get a free link tree, organize it, and on IG I do. Yeah, create another one. Get another email. Create another one for different stuff if you have like different businesses or whatever. Add it on TikTok. You have to have usually a certain amount of followers, like 1,000 followers sometimes, before it'll let you do that. I don't know if you do. Let me see. That might be your limitation. Yeah, I don't think you can put a link until you have 1,000 followers. So we got to push content, baby. We got to get the content up and running, because that's going to be one of your determining factors. Yeah. Once you get 1,000 followers, you can add links and you can do stuff like that. Yeah, the lives will help. But it's tough without content. It's tough without good, decent content. It's tough. So the sooner you can batch record a couple things and just like, even if you're like, okay, on one Saturday, I'm going to record 20 pieces of content, right? I'm going to spend 3 hours on Saturday afternoon and I'm going to record 20 pieces of content and go crazy 100%. And then just like schedule them out, or just like have them in a folder, have them in a folder on your phone. And just, if you're like, man, I don't have time, I don't have enough content to do every day, but I'm going to do like I'm gonna do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every day for the next. Don't listen to Magic. Jesus, just gonna just get your band. Don't buy bots. Like Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the next month, you have content, and then you schedule it all out. You send it all out there to the TikTok gods. You put it in your drafts. You're ready to go. And then if you have time to come up with other stuff, you fill in the gaps. You throw one on Tuesday, one on Thursday, one on Sunday morning, whatever, and you create more content. And the next thing you know, your songs are out there every single day, and you're getting a little bit more movement for what you're doing. But man, y'all show some love. I only have time for a couple more, so I have time to get through Daniel's, and then I think Rose is not here. And then regional vice, I don't know who this is, but regional vice president. I think I might have time for those. Daniels, and then one more after that. After that, I got to get out of here. Anyone, quick reminder that if I do save your song, if you do not get heard, social media people, helpers, yeah, we do. So my business, or Libby's in my business, Obsidian Key. We have like a creative company, like we call it a creative house, where within that house we have all of the music business, but we also have people that work in like site design, web design, social media management, and stuff like that. So if you're ever interested in stuff like that, we have people that already work in that space. But yeah, feel free to shoot me a message. Just kind of let me know what you're looking for, and I might be able to connect you with some of the other people in our company. Because what I do on the music side is just a branch of like my wife Libby. She's done personal and editorial styling. She's done interior design. She's done some artist development as far as helping people focus on their aesthetic and their branding and their clothing, and making sure that, and of course me on the music side, like making sure the music, the mix, the master, production structure, the image, the aesthetic, the way that you're presenting yourself, and the way that you fill out your bios, and all that's like pointed in the same direction. Shoot me a message, man. Shoot me a message, and we can kind of connect to different stuff. But if you want to see the website, I have it linked in the link in my bio. It's the Obsidian Key. I forget what the link says, but theobsidiankey.com. Obsidian Key is the name of our company. Shoot us a message, man. We'll be happy to at least see kind of what you're looking for, and at the very least, kind of point you in the right direction. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate you. I appreciate you a lot, man. Thank you. Yeah, that's kind of what we've run. All the different things that we do is kind of branched underneath that structure, underneath that kind of business umbrella. RVP. What's RVP? What's RVP? All right, let's get into the last ones. Quick reminder: if I do, you're regional vice president. Got you. Okay, sorry. Got you. I was like, hold on, what's that? I got you. I thought it was like AFK or something. I was like, what am I missing? I got you. Okay. So if you are not here, or if you do not get heard today, of course, I'll save you and boost you next time. Save and boost every single time. We got Daniel in the building. Daniel, we're going back to back. This is Alone, 100% maybe, finished edition, version 12.3. Potentially. Let's get into it. We are just looking for your thoughts on the current mix, closing this off now very soon, hopefully sending it to get mastered next week. Let's get it. I've heard the song many, many different times, so we'll move through it quickly. Final .wave version 4.67, louder bass, lower vocal, question mark. .mp3. Okay, let's get into it, man. This is Alone, Daniel Kearney in the building. Let's run it, and then we'll go straight to Regrets and Memories. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. I love the aesthetic of this song. I really do.
There was a time I'd make you believe in me now.
Pedro, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Welcome to the stream.
How do I
Last couple songs, y'all. Last couple songs.
Right. Tried my best, but you couldn't help me see it's too far gone.
Best I've heard it by far.
Why did I lie
By far.
Told you it was meant to be? Thought I was lost, I needed you most. Things are so helpless. You were my
Some changes in the bass too.
and I just knew I don't wanna be alone.
The layer helps so much. It helps disguise modulation and pitch right there. We're closed for today, but we're going to be live tomorrow. Monica, I didn't. I missed it. Let me see. Monica, TikTok blocked it. I'm so sorry. It's so annoying when that happens. maybe see if there's a word they might not like, and see if you can rephrase it, or if not, do it on Twitch or YouTube, because they'll let you say whatever over there. So try listening it over there if you want to. I'll see the chat over there as well. But yeah, TikTok blocked it. I can't see any questions from you. Daniel, I feel that.
Woke up this morning to the sounds of your calls. I was screaming.
Pedro, we're closed for today, but we're going to be live again tomorrow, early afternoon tomorrow, Central Time. So make sure y'all are following, and we'll open up the lines again.
It's not that I just wanted you back. I was so scared from the ghosts of your past.
Yeah, no pressure. It's just going to define your career forever. No pressure. Just your first hit single. Oh, I didn't even know. Was that your question? I was just saying that. If that was your question, that is the answer. Yeah, your question wasn't showing up, unfortunately. But that is the answer. Tomorrow, early afternoon Central Time. Like 1 p.m., 2 p.m., something like that.
Are you an angel? What makes you so pure? There are some things I can't ignore, and I just knew I don't wanna be alone.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Andre, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. Anima's back. What's up, Anima? Welcome in. Welcome in. Let's go. Y'all show some love. I'm going to run it straight from the chat. No, we won't get through everyone in the song. In fact, I'm not even able to get through all of the consultations this side. So we will be saving a lot of songs. If you're in the consultation side, your songs are saved. And then you can get a boost in the line the next time that we go live. If you're in the free line, those aren't saved, because if we saved all the ones in the free line, every time, vast majority of those people don't come back, or it takes a while for them to come back. The next free line would just automatically have, 40 songs one day, 85 songs the next day, 162 songs the next day, 212 songs the next day. It would just be insane, and no one would ever get heard, ever. So in the free line, you just resubmit the next time, the next time that we go live. So if you are on that line, then just we clear the slate every live stream for everybody. And then if you're able to come in, then we can get you boosted again. But y'all show some love to Daniel. Let's dive in. Let's get straight into it. Frog Queen's in the building. What's up? Following course name, improvising for real. Right now, having a lot of fun just playing so far. I love that, Anima. I love it. Let's run it from the top. Again, we're going to go quick through this song, and then we have another one from Daniel, and then we'll close out with one more song at the end right here. This is the best I've heard it by far, so let's talk about polished little things, like 2 or 3 tiny little things, get the last little inflation here and there, and then send it off to mastering. Get the song out of here, forget about it, move on to the next one. You'll be ready to go, man. I know you've gone through hell and back with the song, so I'm excited for you to just have the creative relief of getting the song off your chest. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a great feeling. I know how annoying it is. I have a couple productions that I'm working on with clients right now that some of them have taken a long time to get through, where we're going back and forth with the artist. They're retracking some things, like they wanted to record an instrument, and then so I'm waiting for them to come back, and the song's taken like 6 months. And like, I just, when I can't clear the slate mentally, I don't know if it's the ADHD, I don't know what it is, but like, if I can't get rid of creative ideas, and I feel like I always have these tabs open in my mind, it drives me nuts. So I understand how frustrating it is to like have a song that you're just like hanging on to for a long period of time, working through it, you're editing it, you're revising it, you get a mix, but then it doesn't feel right, so you revise it, you go back and like, well, let's change the guitar, and then you have a brand new idea for the hook, or you send it to me and I'm like, hey, what about all these ideas? And then you're annoyed, you got to change everything again, and it's like, it's such a battle going through all of that stuff too. Yeah, 100%. But you will always remember. I mean, I remember the first songs that I ever put out. Some of them aren't on platforms, but like I remember the first stuff that I ever worked on, and they taught me so much. For one, they taught me that people wanted to hear music. You know what I mean? Like I remember when I put my first song ever on platforms, and I didn't know if anyone would care. Like I remember when I put out my first album, and I was like, I'm quite literally nobody. Nobody's gonna care about this at all. And some people did. Like thousands of people did. Like that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like that's such a crazy thing, especially early on as an artist or early on as a producer. So you'll always appreciate this song. You will always appreciate this song. It's gonna always hold a special place in your heart. You know what I mean? Like Sony Acid was my first DAW killer. PT5 baby. PT5 Pro Tools 5 was my first DAW. Pro Tools 5. Well, actually, before I was using Pro Tools, I was recording layers on a floppy disk and our old Yamaha Clavinova piano. You could put in a floppy disk and you could like record like 20 megabytes of data on there. And that was the first thing I ever recorded like 20-second loops on. Was like the 2002 like Yamaha Clavinova. Yeah, lots of storage. And I just had a stack of floppy disks. And then my first DAW was Pro Tools. Pro Tools was my first DAW when I was like 12, 13 years old. It was Pro Tools 5. Pro Tools 5. It was early Digidesign at the time. Digidesign, and I had the Mbox. And after I had the Mbox, I had the Mbox Mini. When I started going through the different Pro Tools and stuff like that. And that's how I got my start. Pro Tools 5. I love it. I've loved it ever since. All right, let's get into it. Let's run it through. This one will go quick because there's not much to talk about here. And then we'll get into your second one. I might be able to get through a few more. We'll see. But I'm pretty sure I have to close after the next one. We'll see who's still here.
There was a time I'd make you believe in me. Now it's like, what does she see in me? How do I get it right? Tried my best, but you couldn't help me see it's too far gone. And why did I?
Some parts of this vocal to me a little bit forward. Now, obviously, this is now quieter, right? Okay, sounds good. It's quieter because it's not being mastered yet, right? You don't even have like you're pushing the master on your own in order to get it really, really loud. So in this case here, the vocal to me, with how even now and how well balanced, beautiful job, by the way, how well balanced your production and everything else is feeling right now. Best I've heard it by far. So much cleaner, so much better balance. It feels really cohesive. The vocal, since it's so dry, especially, it's not washed in a bunch of reverb and stuff like that. It just stands out. It stands out a lot. So I would maybe bring it down a dB and a half to nothing too crazy. dB and a half, 2 dB. Connected a little bit better, because then once you get it to the master, they're gonna liven everything up. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna make it feel controlled and glued together and wide and loud. It's gonna bring everything forward. So I think if you can connect that vocal just a hair more, to me it does stand out a little bit with how everything's super reverberated, right? Like you hear all these background guitars and layers and stuff. They're super washed in reverb. Your vocal's so dry, I think it just stands out a little bit. So a dB and a half, 2 dB there, I think would be fine.
Why did I lie when I told you it was meant to be?
Love how raw this feels though.
Thought I was lost, I needed you most. Things are so helpless, you were my ghost, and I just knew how to.
It's gonna be a great song for you, man. We're closed for today, Beneath the Pines, but we're gonna be live again tomorrow. So make sure y'all are following. Make sure y'all are following. We'll open up the line tomorrow afternoon, Central Time.
I can't ignore, and I just knew.
I feel like I know the song now. At least the melodies. Like it's so catchy. It is well. So I've heard it 15 times, but it also is very, very catchy and well structured. Monica, do me a favor, because it's gonna drive me nuts too, because I hate that I'm not seeing what you're saying, and I would love to see what you're saying. Go to the link in my bio. And go to either YouTube or Twitch. If you don't have Twitch, go to YouTube. Everyone has YouTube. Go to YouTube. You'll see a link right there for it. Join the live over there. I see Anima over there. There's a couple people over there. Go over there and type it in there. You can say whatever you want on YouTube. So it's gonna drive me nuts that I can't see what you're saying. So type it over there, because I'm not seeing anything. I'm reading everybody in the chat, and it's not showing up at all. So type it over there, because I have to know. I have to know what you're saying. It's gonna drive me nuts all night. Okay, all this is nice. Beautiful, beautiful. Facts. I still like it, Daniel. That's a good sign. It's a great sign.
Woke up this morning to the sounds of your calls.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, man. By far the best quality I've heard your music.
You were there,
What's up, Lucas? Welcome in.
but I could just see through. It's not that I just wanted you back. I was so scared from the ghosts of your past.
No, we're closed for today. We're closed for today. And if it was your song in line, it'd be about probably 35 people down. We're closed for today, but we're going to be live again tomorrow.
Thought I was lost, I needed you most. Things are so helpless, you were my ghost, and I just knew.
So much better, man. So much better. Can't even tell you.
Are you an angel? What
You need to do some posts where you show, since it's your first song, do some posts where you show the first version of the song ever and the like how it started and how it's going kind of a thing. Show like the first demo and like idea that you had of the song when you were just like mumbling through lyrics and didn't know what was all going to be there before you had the melody, and then show like the song mastered when it's done and it's like on platforms and promote and stuff like that. Leave Me Alone because it's terrible. I remember the first, I think that's the first one you sent me, right? I think the first one you sent me had that in the title. It was like, "Leave Me Alone, this is terrible," or something close to that. And just do an A and B, like do the first half of the hook, the first version, and then how it's going is like the mastered version once it's out on all platform, and just show people, because people love to see the journey, man. There's nothing better on social media than people seeing the journey, and seeing what's going on. So yeah, it'd be fun to see back and forth. I need to do that with mixing. I have obviously just a bunch of mix clients and stuff, production clients and stuff like that. I used to do it more. I haven't in years, but showing before and afters of a mix, like showing the demo that I got and then showing the final master or something like that. And obviously, it's such a change. it's such a big difference. That's awesome. I love that. Okay, last section here. Only other change. Only other change, since we've added in the vocal, which I love, I would only on this section lift the lead acoustic guitar. That's it. Song's done. That's it. It's last thing you need to focus on. Last hook right here, we add in the vocals, so we lose it quite a bit. We lose that shine at the top of the mix a little bit because the vocals are so mellow in a good way, but they're mellow and they're a little bit darker. So last little section right here, just boost that up a hair. Done. Send it to mastering. You're ready to go. You're ready to go. You're ready to go. Ship it, baby. We got a lot of songs we got to ship tonight. That's beautiful. I love that. I love that. I love that. Y'all show some love, man. Give it up on time for Daniel Kearney. We are now about to hear a work in progress from Daniel Kearney. And then Monica, I don't know where you're at. I don't know if you're still in here or if you hopped over to YouTube or if you typed it in over there. I'm still not seeing anything that you're typing on. I do not know why. The algorithm, the TikTok gods do not want to hear what you have to say. And I do not know why. I would love to hear what you have to say. It's pissing me off. They're trying to censor you and I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Dude, of course, man. Of course, man. I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for the love. Thank you, of course, for bringing in so many times, man, for trusting me with your music. It means a lot. It means a lot. Let's get into the second song, Regrets and Memories. With the changes we discussed, vocals still needed to be recorded again. Okay, so the vocals are still going to change, but some updates to the production. Let's go.
All these dreams I kept holding to concepts, wasting my time on love.
Okay, good. Appreciate you.
Minds full of nonsense. I just can't keep it up.
If I'll listen to a song?
Why don't
Absolutely.
you call
Absolutely.
from the backseat based off what you know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Would love that. So much better, Daniel.
Call me a
Bass is a huge step forward. Yeah, 100%. Any language, any style, love it. Okay, cool. Really cool. Of course, of course, of course. Hopefully we can see you tomorrow as well. Me too. I like the whole feel. Again, vocals will be re-recorded, but man, most of this, man, it sounded really good. Bass is better lined up.
Whatever happened, you can
Nice little Leslie rotary B3 in the middle.
Drunk on regrets and memories, baby, I can't get enough. Watching, waiting for progress, hoping that I don't get lost.
Especially here. Swelling a little bit. There is a free line, but we are closed for today. Twilight will be open tomorrow. We'll be open tomorrow. Sure, of course. Show some love, show some love. That is Daniel Kearney once again with Regrets and Memories. Let's run it from the top. Let's dive into a couple quick details here. But even this one, man, here's what I love about this journey, Daniel, is the more you do this, the more you start self-correcting what you're doing as you go, and things line up so much quicker for you. This already feels better balanced. It feels more even. It feels spacious. It feels warm. It feels easy to listen to. Like, this already feels 5 steps ahead, 5 steps ahead of like where we started with the other song, with Alone, because you're now course correcting. You know what I mean? Like there already is just better tonal decisions. You're filling out like, oh yeah, I know we need to fill this out. Cause like earlier on the first song, it was very simple initially. We added a lot of elements and a lot of filler and stuff as we went. Guitar lines, lead lines, layering of the vocal in the end, stuff like that. We're getting more of that built into your earlier productions, which makes me so happy. Yeah, the song is way smoother, and they'll not every song goes that smooth. Like I said, I'm in the middle of struggling through a production right now just because the back and forth has been a lot. But like, your ideas will come a lot easier, and your ability to like manifest those ideas will come a lot easier. So that to me is really exciting. Let's run it from the top really quick, and we'll get into what I think will probably be my last song of the day, and then we'll save everyone else that we have in line. I also love the quick introduction of the song.
I kept holding to concepts, wasting my time on love. Leading to madness, minds full of nonsense.
Love that space.
Just can't
now that diminish is working. Now it's working, especially because we resolve.
keep it up.
Yeah, I think it's like to the A minor. Yeah. Now that it resolves to that A minor, at the 7, like, man, now it resolves so much better. It makes so much more sense now. There was all that tension last time. Now it makes sense. Like now it's all coming together. I like it.
Why don't you call from the back?
This little like B section of the verse right here is where, if you felt like it, an organ would be really nice. I do agree with Magic on that. Just a nice little the little rotary on it. Like nice fast modulation in the background. Light, like barely there. Hold on. Let me, I love the softness of the drum. Like, let me see here. because you know me, we gotta play it. We're gonna actually show it. Because it's way more fun that way. So let me pull up an organ. It just makes it, literally barely there. I want a little phasing on it. I want like a little Leslie rotary on it. Where is my waterfall B3 organ? Never. Let's see. All right, we're not doing that. Let's see. Come on, somebody. Yeah. The gospel version. All right, let's bring this up. We're going to drive it a little bit. And we're going to bring this back, and we're going to bring down the output like crazy. And what's up, Jared? Welcome in. All right, let's see where this goes real quick. I love it so much.
Keep it up. Why don't you call from the backseat based off what you know? Why don't you?
I'm not playing it right. Oh, I am playing it, duh. But I just want to find your progression and where I want to put it in.
Won't you call from the backseat based off what you know? Why don't you call me a taxi? I think I wanna go home.
Where's that? Is it the? That's what I was thinking. I was like, wait, hold on. Okay, what'd you change it to? Because that's what I was gonna. I was like, I could have sworn because I thought I remembered the last one. I was trying to go back through. The progression that I thought I remembered. I was like, something's not. I don't know. What'd you change it to? Because I know it's realigned with the bass better too. What'd you change it to?
Why don't you?
I flattened the higher B in the chord to an A. Let me back it up here real quick.
Call from the backseat, babe.
A minor 7 flat 5. Or, I see what you're saying. Okay, I see what you're saying. And then like resolving to the A minor there. Okay, let me back it up here. Anyway, it doesn't matter that much.
Full of nonsense, I just can't keep it up.
No, not A minor.
Why
Either way.
don't you call from the backseat based off what you know? Why don't you call me a taxi? I think I wanna go home.
It's like the D major to the A minor there.
Reliving past stress, pain in my conscience, all the damage is
I'm curious about the high.
whatever
No, you're good.
happened, you can't
I'm trying to figure out what's better, following like the bass line G, F, and then resolving on the A minor, or where the chords change on the guitar, because they're kind of they sound good. They actually they work really well together. But they're doing different kind of shapes. Like it's not necessarily like the root. So that's kind of what I'm like listening for here. But it could be good. So theoretically, what would be nice if you feel like adding something in there would just be very soft, maybe even quieter than I have it, and just a little like palm. Just kind of. And it's just kind of sitting in the background, and it's airy and it's phasing. And I would probably make some edits to the rotary. I don't think the rotary is even on right now. So you'd flip this on. Oh, it is on, but we can push it a little wider as well. There we go. Drive it a little bit more. Give it a little bit of openness in there. Anyway, so you get the idea. There's not much that would make any major changes to with a song like this, but that would be a nice glue element, because right now it is very spacious. It's really open. It could be beneficial to just have a sense of a pad in the background right there that kind of swells intermittently through certain parts of the song here.
The damage is done. Whatever happened, you can't imagine.
I love so much of this song. So easy to listen to.
Drunk on regrets and memories, baby, I can't get enough. Watching.
I love the oohs and ahs in the background. The ooh, all of the where those, all of those are great. Those are great. This is so much farther ahead. This to me, this song in its current condition is like what Alone was the last time that I heard it. Like it's already very close. Unless you just want to add stuff for fun, it's already very close to where I feel like you could have it. It's right there.
Progress,
Not far off at all. Not at all.
don't get lost.
Same thing here, kind of with the last song. This has a little bit of is it like a cigarettes after sex kind of a vibe? Like it has a little bit of that feel to it. This like halftime, dark, kind of moody, slow, really reverberated, almost shoegazy kind of a feel to it. Even though this is a little bit different than kind of a structure, but it has a similar feel to it to me, especially some of these instrumental parts here that are really halftime. It's really mellow. It's really slow. The same thing kind of on the last song. This little high end is, you have these beautiful like high trills on the right side. Those tremolos are beautiful. I would probably push those forward. Those are now that and that lead guitar kind of like your top line now. Those are your new more prominent features of the song, since there's no vocal that's coming in to kind of shake things up in here. And just so that you don't lose interest and you don't lose movement here, it'd be nice to keep that just a little bit more forward as well. So again, the song doesn't soften too much, right? It doesn't feel like we lose too much energy there. Yeah, it's such a great feel. I mean, seriously, now I'm hearing multiple records from you, and you're really coming into your own sound, 100%. Really quick, Monica, I think you just put yours in from the free line. For one, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for doing that. I'm assuming it was from the free line because the line is closed. The submissions are closed. But I think it lets you skip up from the free line. So I don't think today I'll have time to hear your song. But what I will do is I'll save it. And if you're able to come in tomorrow, then I'll actually add more to it. So it kind of works out that you did send it in, because I'll actually add 5 more to yours to boost it tomorrow. So you have 15 instead of just the 10. And whenever you come in, so you can skip past some more people as well. But I only have time for one more. And I believe that's going to be Magic Millionaire here in the chat. That's going to be one of the last ones there. But I think it lets you because it was already in the line. But otherwise, I had closed submissions to hopefully stop other people from submitting. But I think because it came up, that it still lets you do it. So I'm sorry that that happened. But I'll definitely make sure that we get yours up there tomorrow, 100%. That's what we did with a couple other people today. They came in yesterday and it wasn't heard, and then we boosted them and they got heard today. So hopefully we can get your song. We'd love to hear what you're working on. I just saw that come in. I wanted to make sure I addressed it. Okay, let's get to this outro here. Love those vocals in the background too. Beautiful. Let me hear one thing real quick. Real quick. Right there. Dun, dun, dun. There's like a low fret move right there, and then I think you come out of it with another note in there. It's jazzy. It's jazzy, if you will. This is so soft and open, and there's already a lot of tension to it. I would love if maybe that was re-recorded in that little pocket, or you just like took a note from another part and sliced it into there and crossfaded it or something like that. That one little note right there pulls me out for a moment just because it is a bit out of tune. There's a couple right in there. And then everything kind of realigns right there really beautifully. And that note never comes back into play. It's kind of always right there. It's just that one little texture right there in the background where we get a little bit more of that tension. But man, show some love. Show some love, show some love. We got to get into our last track here. I got to get out of here. I gotta eat some food. I am hungry. I have not eaten in like 6 hours, 7 hours. So I gotta eat something. But man, please show some love. Show some love. Show some love. That is the family. I love what y'all do. It's just feel good music. It's just easy listen music. Easy listen music. Show some love to Daniel Kearney, Jamie Kearney as well. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all are amazing. Really, really enjoying watching y'all's journey, and hearing y'all's journey and how y'all are. How y'all are discovering your sound and discovering your own musicianship and your own ability to do this. It's so fun to experience. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I appreciate it a lot. Okay, Rose is not here, so regional vice president in the building. This is Magic Millionaire in the chat. Let's go. I am making a mixed media musical live theater project that is part rave, corporate, all hands meeting. It tells the story of a middle manager of a mega corporation who has to do his awful job while his life falls apart. Magic Millionaire, Joseph's in the building. What's up, Joseph? What's up, man? Thank you for the gifts, man. Thank you for the community hearts. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, you better get a band page. Get on it. So we can follow it. We can show some love and support. We can start seeing some content over there as well. Did I not? I've been on for like 4 hours. I usually don't forget. I'm so sorry. Yeah, my bad. I forgot to notify the group. I was like, I've been on for hours and hours. But either way, Retrack, it's very good to see you in here, man. Thanks for tapping in. The lyrics are just me reading business. Yeah, dude, I guess I'm usually really good about that and just letting people know I'm on now. We're everywhere. Submissions are open. And I guess I spaced on that today, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that, y'all. The lyrics are just me reading business cliches. Let's go. All right, let's dive into Joseph. I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for the love. Yeah, I know. We try. Rachel, I'll be live on tomorrow afternoon, Central Time. I'm aiming. I have something I really need to make sure that I get done in the morning. I'm aiming for like 1 or 2 p.m. Central, a little bit earlier than today, 1 or 2 p.m. Central, and I'll hope to be on for about 4 hours or so. Similar today, but just a little bit earlier, hopefully, so I can get off a little bit earlier as well. All right. Circle back, regional vice president. Let's get it. Magic, have I heard your stuff before? I don't know if I have. But talk to me through what I'm about to watch and what all done in the box on an NPC. Let's go. Magic. Y'all show some love to Magic. Magic is always here, showing love. He's always here. Just you're always here. Just cracking jokes, making it fun, making it interesting. I love it. So I appreciate you being here so much. Thank you for always being so supportive. Let's get into it. All love.
It's a paradigm shift. We're data driven. We need to wrap our heads around this, 'cause it's a win-win. Let's blue sky this. Well, I'm a bit of a visionary.
What are you using for vocals?
Yeah, you know, I'm a team player. Let's circle back to this. Yeah, let's circle back to this. This is where the rubber meets the road. We'll go back and sharpen our pencils. This is where the rubber meets the road. Yeah, it's next gen, turn, keep, plug and play.
Boom, boom.
Whoa, whoa. Well, I don't think we have enough boots on the ground. So let's square
Okay, cool.
a circle. This is our cash cow.
I love all the corporate jargon, if you will.
We're eating our own dog food here.
Joseph, thank you for the rose, man. I appreciate you so much. And thank you for the heartbeat. I appreciate it.
Let's circle back to this. Let's circle back to this. This is where the rubber meets the road. We'll go back and sharpen our pencils. This is where the rubber
Literally just reading the article. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's next gen, turn, keep, plug and play.
Here's the thing. I do. I'm a fan. Okay, hold on. We're gonna go back into this. We're gonna dive into this. Y'all show some love. I love this. Here's the thing. Magic Millionaire, regional vice president, assistant to the regional vice president. You actually have. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. You actually do have like the potential to do some like really interesting, kind of serious, good but funny, like parody music here. Like production wise, I think you've nailed this like 80s, 90s corporate jargon. Like let's circle back to this. Like the whole thing. Like I get the vision. Yeah, yeah. I get the vision. I get what you're doing. And so what I really genuinely want you to do is lock in on the vocal, because the production is going to be there. Like, you know, the guys that did, Jesus, what was their name? You remember the What Does the Fox Say videos? I can't remember who the group was. It was a group. It was like a duo that made them. They made a bunch of them. They have a ton of videos like that. They did one on Stonehenge. They did one on like a bunch of other stuff, right? And they were cheesy. They're stupid, right? They're cheesy and they're stupid, but they did what they wanted to do with them. But they made good. It was like Josh Groban if he just did parody videos, right? If he did like sarcastic music. And they, I mean, million, tens of millions and millions of views and streams and stuff. Yeah, Ilvis. It was Ilvis. I was like, man, I can't think of their name. But they did great quality, fully produced, mixed music videos, everything, right? And they did it really, really well. And I think that it wouldn't have been as funny if it wasn't as good. I think what made, in my opinion, loosely on this, what made even like, What Does the Fox Say? Like so funny to people at that time, even if you cringe at it now. Like what made it so funny at the time was that it was professionally mixed. It was like a fantastic, high quality music video, and like whole groups and like dance numbers, and like it was like a high quality production. And that's part of what like made it funny, is like, why is this so good? like why did someone spend $12,000 on a music video about the noises the foxes make? Like that's what made it what it is. So my challenge to you is, even if you don't have the video side, who cares, right? That's the joke, exactly. I can see what you're doing, and I want you to lock in the vocals. I want you to get the vocals down. I want you to lock in the melody. I want you to melodyne and shift. I want you to get a stronger recording of the vocal. I want you to have more consistency in the melody and the hook, because the better you make the song, the more it's going to take off. Because if it all feels low fidelity and it all feels too goofy, then I just don't think it catches. I don't think it catches. I mean, you look at, obviously, there's so many examples, but anyways, so that's kind of my thing here. Cause like your production sound, I love your production. I love the synths. I love the sequencing. I love the MPC, all that's locked in. I love the lyrics. I love the way that you're going about like building the structure here. It's a catchy hook. Lock in on the vocals for me, or write it, get someone else to lock in on the vocal. Weird Al. That's what I was like trying to think of the other one. Weird Al is exactly who I was thinking about too. Like at the time, especially fully produced music videos. Those are the people that like really make it happen. They really make it happen. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I would lean in. Lean in for selfishly. I want to hear this beautiful 80s sequence production structure with a locked in vocal. And I think you could do it yourself. I think you could send this as a demo to someone to get another vocalist on it. You could do whatever makes sense for the song. I can almost assure you though, if you just have fun with it but lean all the way into the quality side, it makes it so much more hilarious, because you're like, what is he even saying? What is he even saying? Anyways, let's run into it. Harlan, all of those, right? And we're talking about billions of views, billions of streams with a B, billions of streams, billions of views. And Gangnam Style doesn't do what it does. Harlem Shake, Weird Al, like all the stuff. What does the Fox say? Writing nerdy, right? Writing nerdy, like those don't do what they do if it wasn't good. You know what I mean? Like writing nerdy doesn't work if it's not also a really professional mix on that same song and that same track structure. It doesn't work. If it just sounded like trash and it was like, okay, well, here's someone who's like kind of trying to be funny and the lyrics are stupid. But because it was like so good, because the voice was mixed, because the beat was just as punchy as the original. Bo Burnham, a great example as well. Like that's what I'm saying. Lean into it. What's up, Swan? Good to see you. Yep. I'm telling you. There is a common theme with all of these people. And the common theme of what has worked is they like made it undeniably fantastic. Back in track for a live performance, but I feel, yeah. And again, I'm ambitious. So we just keep going. I'm ambitious, and I also get hyped when I see potential. So read through the weeds a little bit, Magic, as well, where you're like, hey, dude, chill. Like, chill, bro. I'm not, like I'm good. I'm having fun and we're messing around. In my mind, I'm like, dude, you could have 2 billion views tomorrow. You could buy me an LA 2A. I'm just kidding. I'm like, there's so much potential. Like there's so much there that I'm like, if you decide to, I'm joking, obviously. If you decide to, you could lean in. And I think if you choose to lean in, some fun things could happen, even if it's not billions of streams, right? I think some fun things could happen, and just enjoy the process. Make it, I don't know if you already do, but like get a green screen and do some stupid stuff for a music video, like little things like that you can do for like super, super cheap. And start putting stuff out there. And then every song that you make, just keep leaning into it. You never know. You just never know what'll happen. But I love all this. It's crunchy. It's 80s. I know, seriously.
It's a paradigm shift.
Because I mean, imagine the music video where it is like it's like you or maybe a couple people in an office, and they're literally like the music video is y'all talking to each other in the office. Like you're someone who's like your boss is standing over you while you're at the computer, and they're like pointing at the screen, and they're like, "It's a paradigm shift." Like I can see the whole thing. I can see the whole thing, and in my brain it works. And in my brain, you're a millionaire because of it. Retract, thank you for the go populars. I can see the whole thing. I can see the whole thing, and in my brain it works. In my brain, if it's lent into, I could 100% see it work. I love the picture is so good. Top of the brain stars. I'm a bit of a visionary. Yeah, you know, I'm a team player. Let's circle back to this. Because this could actually have like a Depeche Mode industrial 80s pop feel to it. You know, I could, I'm telling you, I could see it working. Let's circle back to this. Like get the vocal lined up. Dun, 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 dun. Like repetition of that melody, some counter melodies on the synths right there. You could do dark wave, yeah. You could lean into. I mean, I like what you have. I like what you have, but I can feel it like even like you know, think of like Strangers by Depeche Mode, or like, you know, some songs like that where like they have some bright poppy elements, but then it leans on a strangers, dun, 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 dun. Like that has like a darker feel to it, but some of the music is still like fairly poppy in different moments, stuff like that. I like your production on here. Yeah, just a cheesy music video, even like a cheesy, it looks like it's from like the 90s, like just add a filter to it. It looks like it's from the 90s, and you're at like some meeting and you like have some fake charts up on the wall that you're like looking at for your like your quarter fucking whatever. I don't know. It's you got it. Lock in right there. I see the vision, Magic. I see the vision. I like what you do. It's funny. It's quirky. It's weird. And that's, you know, and that to me is just it's such a necessary part of the creative process. You know what I mean? Like it's such a necessary part of the music industry, right? Like there's this, and there's all these different pop elements in the middle, and there's like Sleep Token over here that everyone wants to cry to, and then like we need all of it. You know what I mean? Like we need all of the different expressions of art, and I think this is always going to be a necessary part of artistic expression. Kind of absurdist. You know what I mean? Where it's not, this isn't like supposed to be like everyone loves it. It's supposed to be a little bit absurdist. It's supposed to be comedic. You know what I mean? And that to me is really valuable. That to me is really valuable. Like you need things like that. And I think, so for me, I do be crying to some Sleep Token. That's what I'm saying. Like there's a spectrum here. There's a spectrum here of what people enjoy and what people want to listen to, and when they want to listen to it. And this is one of those things where it's like you put it out, and it's not like it's you know, who knows how it goes and why it goes the way that it does, but it's going to be the song that people share to people, that the person shares on their Facebook stories, and they send to someone. They find the YouTube video on YouTube and they send it to their coworkers in their group chat or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of like spreading that happens with a song like this. The next thing you know, like, I mean, the Fox song literally was like on pop radio. Like I would turn it on to like 98.5 The Beat, and it would be What Does the Fox Say? And remixes of it from Kygo. Like it was just so weird. That whole time and era and world was weird, and there's not as much of that anymore, outside of maybe a few little people that we all have mentioned that every once in a while pop up with stuff like that. You could kind of come into an interesting lane here. So anyways. Let's circle back to this. This is where the rubber meets the road. We'll go back and sharpen our pencils. This is where the rubber meets the road. Yeah, it's next gen turnkey plug and play. Next gen turnkey plug and play. It's just so funny. if this had like a polished vocal mix, like a clean, well tracked, I know it's a scratch track, but like clean track vocal mix on here, it could do well, man. I'm just saying, it could do well. Y'all show some love, man. That's the family. That's the family. That's the family. Regional Vice President, circle back. That is Magic Millionaire right here in the chat. Always appreciate your presence, your support, man. Just your engagement in the chat. It's really it's helpful, it's fun, and I appreciate it a lot. But y'all show some love to Magic. Make sure y'all are showing. Make sure y'all are following. Make sure y'all are showing some love. That is going to close this up for today. It's going to close this up for today. I'm going to get out of here. I got to eat. I'm desperate for some food. We will be live again tomorrow. Tomorrow, early afternoon, 1 to 2 p.m. Central Time. We will be live. Tap in. Make yourself known. If you are on the board today, Monica, I see you. If you are on the board today, you will be on the board tomorrow, and I will boost you. I will add at least $5 in credit to yours to get you a little bit farther forward tomorrow. So definitely show up if you have a chance to, or any time, whether it's tomorrow or the weekend or something like that. But I'll definitely give you a bit of a boost the next time that you come in as well. Thank you so much for your patience as well. Anyone that's left, Corey, I see you as well, and Rose, I'll make sure y'all are boosted as well. Love and appreciate y'all so much. Y'all are amazing. Thank y'all for tapping in. A quick reminder to follow or subscribe where necessary on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. We're live on all three, and there is content going to all three. So especially on YouTube. YouTube, I'm about to be hitting hard. So if y'all have things that you want to see, y'all have a lot of questions. People have a lot of questions about gear, about process, about mixing, about songwriting, about production, about synths that I have, whatever, stuff like that. If y'all have things that would be valuable to you, definitely let me know. If there's like videos that you want to see, if there's processes that you want to see, let me know, and I'll do my best. I'm going to be pushing really hard for YouTube. So in the very, very near future, there will be a lot happening on that platform as well. So definitely make sure that you're subscribed on YouTube as well. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have an amazing rest of your evening. We'll see y'all soon.